We have not to wait for any. Start.
Good afternoon to all of you. I, Dr. Purti, Assistant Professor, Department of Agriculture, anchor and host of this webinar, welcome you all in international webinar on sustainability through solar energy and entrepreneurship through the digital platform organized by IFSDA, AASF and SSARM India, hosted at Jagannath University, Bahadurgarh. Here we are getting a new insight about using various solar energy based sources instead of using fossil fuel based energy, which are finite, exhaustible, non renewable, and main cause of environmental pollution. Today we have eminent speakers with us for sharing their valuable knowledge on sustainability through solar energy. I feel pleasure in introducing our Pro Chancellor, Professor H.L. Verma. He is the top professor of management and commerce in the country. He obtained his education from Punjabi University. Prior to this, he has been founder vice chancellor of Jagannath University, Bahadurgarh, and pro vice chancellor in APJ Satya University and Guru Jambeswar University of Science and Technology. He authored many books and publications of high standards. He supervised many research scholars for PhD degree. On the behalf of organizing committee, I would like to invite Pro Chancellor Sir to welcome our speakers and participants. Sir, please come and permit us to start this program with your valuable words.
So, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Hello, dear friends. It is a great occasion that Jagannath University, Bahadurgarh, Haryana, in collaboration with three international organizations, International Foundation for Sustainable Development in Africa and Asia, IFSDAA, African Asian Studies Promotion Association, AASF Germany, Society for Sustainable Agriculture and Resource Management, SSARM India, are organizing an international webinar on a subject which is highly significant, relevant in the present scenario of global economy, that is sustainability through solar energy and entrepreneurship. Now, friends, on behalf of Jagannath University, first of all, I extend warm welcome to all the participants, to the international level renowned scientists who are going to share their thoughts, their experiences, views about the subject, and all my students and colleagues, that it is a great honor for us to host, to organize in collaboration with all these organizations today's webinar. So it is a webinar which in the true sense is international webinar, because we have with us today speakers which include Engineer Deepak Gadharia, Chairman Sunrise CSP India Private Limited, Professor Celestino R. Ruivo, University of Algarve, Faro, Portugal, Dr. Deepak Wacker, IUCEE Singapore, Professor N.E.I. Bossum, Director IEED Germany, Dr. P. Uh, Gengavkar, MD and CEO, uh, LUXOLI Energy Private Limited, Gujarat, Professor D.P. Singh, President SSARM India, Dr. K.W. Uh, Gorges, Vice President IFS DAA AASF Germany, my own colleagues, Professor R.K. Behel, Professor Smear Singh, and the members of the organizing team. So it is a great opportunity that today we are going to listen to uh, the scientists, the experts who will be sharing their views that how this solar energy can promote sustainable growth, sustainable development of economies, and entrepreneurship. Now, friends, all of us understand that at present, the energy sources which are being used for domestic purpose, industrial purposes, or agriculture purposes, those are based on fossil fuel and which are infinite, which are not infinite, which are finite in, you can say, availability, these resources, and these have their own consequences also. One of the serious implication or consequence of the larger use of fossil fuel based energy sources, that is pollution. All of us that we understand. Now, on the other hand, non-fossil sources which are renewable, which are based on solar energy or wind or hydro energy, so those are infinite, and those have you can say do not affect the environment also negatively. So in view of that, the whole of the world now understands, realizes that ultimately the world will have to shift to renewable sources of energy, of which solar energy is one of the most significant source available, which is free of cost, which is available abundantly. The only thing is that we have to develop technology, we have to create awareness, and the people will have to uh, start making its, you can say, develop this sector and making its use for domestic purposes, for agriculture purposes, and for industrial purposes. So in view of that, today's webinar is highly significant because it is an area which is concerned to every common man in the world. So in view of that, I welcome all the speakers who are going to share their expert views, and I'm sure that at the end of the webinar, all of us will grow wiser, will have enough wisdom, understanding that what is the about the technology of the which is available, and about its uses and all other areas relating to the solar energy. So with these words, once again, on my own behalf, on behalf of the administration of the university, senior faculty members, and the team of the management team, so I extend warm welcome to all the participants, to the keynote, to the speakers, and I also congratulate Professor R.K. Behel, who is the main, you can say, source behind making it possible to organize today's this international level webinar on such an important subject. So, with these words, I extend warm welcome to all the participants. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you, sir, for encouraging us. Now I am inviting Professor R.K. Bahal, Dean Faculty of Sciences, Jagannath University, Bahadurgarh. He has been awarded Bharat Ratan C. Subramaniam Award for Outstanding Teachers by Indian Council of Agriculture Research, New Delhi. Global Coordinator of IFSDA, Germany. Founder Secretary to SSRM, India, editorial board member of several scientific journals. Worldly traveled abroad and research interesting includes gluten, critical breeding, plant micro interactions, and stress resistant breeding. Now I will request Professor R.K. Bahal to brief about the webinar.
And a word over, and it is now has come to the stage of entrepreneurship. People can put it to practical use. People can put it to practical use for agriculture, for the industry, for domestic uses. And it means it is going to be one of the main features of energy supply system. And that is what compelled me or to think about why not to request those people who are really gems in this area to come to the webinar and sensitize our young minds, young students who are participants today from different countries. And with this thing in my mind, I thought to put together the webinar, and I discussed first of all with Engineer Deepak Gadia, and he encouraged me, and he spotted all the speakers, okay, except that I requested Nasir Al-Bassam. So I owe him a great deal, and I owe a great deal to every speaker because they are going to enrich the webinar by their lifetime experiences, and they are going to give a shape to the webinar as well as to the futuristic research in their particular domain of specialization. So this is all about the webinar, and I'll ask Purti to go ahead with the webinar.
Thank you, sir. Today we have Dr. Engineer David Barkat with us. He did schooling from German
He has
school
not
in
come.
Ethiopia, specialization in civil engineering,
Hello.
graduated from Germany and postgraduated from University of Hannover Civil and Environment Engineering Institute.
What?
He is currently managing director of African Asian Studies
Yeah.
Promotion
Why
Association
David is
of
not
Mahatma
coming
Gandhi
to
House,
Syria?
Germany.
Yeah.
Now I request Engineer David Barkat for welcome and briefly addressing speakers and participants.
मार्केट नहीं है, दूसरी मार्केट नहीं है.
फिर अब क्या करना है सर?
Or it is on.
नेक्स्ट को
Yeah, it is on your WhatsApp for the speakers.
नासिर अल-हसन।
सर भेजा हुआ है, इनको सबको मेल किया हुआ, अभी भी भेजा हुआ है.
Yeah, email.
Sorry, he is not available right now. Now I would like to invite.
सर देख लो.
Oh my God, yeah.
वो भी नहीं.
नहीं है सर.
हाँ.
अब किस?
अगला कौन है?
नासिर अल-हसन। डीपी सिंह।
हाँ, डीपी सिंह जी हैं, कोई बात नहीं. डीपी सिंह जी को
Now I request our first speaker, Professor D.P. Singh. He has been Vice Chancellor of Jawaharlal Nehru Agriculture University, Bhopal, member of Farmers Commission, Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. Consultant of Farmers Commission, Haryana. He is currently the chairman of Agriculture Sciences Research Fund, ICR, New Delhi. Prior to that, he has been Dean College of Agriculture, Chaudhry Charan Singh Haryana Agriculture University, Hisar. He is founder president of Society of Sustainable Agriculture and Resource Management. He is a living legend of agricultural sciences. Now, I would like to invite Professor D.P. Singh for sharing information on role of renewable energy in agriculture. Professor D.P. Singh, sir.
Yes, can you hear me? So, on behalf of Society for Sustainable Agriculture and Resource Management, I welcome all the participants, learned speaker, and organizer to this international webinar on solar energy. As just introduced earlier, Professor Bahal has been the founding secretary of this society, and I have been president of the society since 1997. We organized large number of international conferences in Europe, America, China, Canada, and in India at several places. And we have also one NGO called Sampada, through which we interact with the farmers in different parts of the country and particularly in Haryana. And we also encourage the students to participate in different national seminar, international seminars through halfway traveling allowances. And we also provide the seed money to anyone who wants to organize the international conference or national conference under the umbrella of Society for Sustainable Agriculture and Resource Management. And most of the activities of this society has been run by Professor Bahal, because he is a mentor and a very active person in organizing different international and national seminars, including the workshops with the students. Now, I welcome all the speakers, particularly Professor Deepak Wakar from Singapore, Professor Celestino Rio, University of Argyle, Professor Deepak Gadia from Sunrise, India, Professor Elvasam, Director IFEED, Germany, Professor P. Gangawakar, Egypt, Energy, CEO, MD and CEO Energy, Private Limited, Gujarat, and Professor K.V. Georges, Vice President IFSADA, Professor H.L. Verma, Pro Vice Chancellor Jagannath University, Bahadurgarh, Professor Sumer Singh, Vice Chancellor of this particular university. So friends, as we know that this particular webinar is being organized on such a topic which is very important for every part of the country in general and agriculture in particular. So I will try to cover some general application of solar energy in India and agriculture in particular. As we know that for production system, after water, energy is going to be one of the important challenges of food security in India. Major emphasis will be required to explore all renewable sources of energy such as solar, wind, water, biomass. Renewable energy and farming are winning combinations. Wind, solar, biomass energy can be harvested forever and provide farmers a long-term source of income. India produces about 500 million tons of crop produce annually. A large portion of, say, 140 million tons want and in field primarily to clear the field from straw and stubble after the harvest of the crop. The problem is severe in irrigated agriculture. Particularly, we are going to emphasize more on the conservation of this particular crop residues and use it as the source of bioenergy. So besides these sources, solar energy can be used in agriculture in a number of ways. And for example, saving money, increasing self-reliance and reducing pollution. Solar energy could be used for solar operated water pumps, drip irrigation for fertigation, high value, low volume crops, solar farming, space farming, mechanized weeding through solar, small solar operated machines, seeding operation in kitchen gardening and other small farm holdings, solar cooking for farm produce, solar drying of crops, vegetables, medicinal plants and spices, and several other crops. The Indian government had initiated a target of 20 gigawatt capacity for 2022, targeting with the investment of $100 billion, which was achieved 4 years ahead of schedule. Now, the government of India has focused more emphasis in reaching its next target of 450 gigawatt capacity by 2030. And guidelines for this particular solar energy projects are to promote grid power plants in a large scale for meeting the energy needs and target set in Jawaharlal Nehru Solar Mission, to create awareness and demonstrate effective and innovative use of solar system for individuals, community, institutional, and industrial applications, to encourage innovations in addressing market needs and promoting sustainable business models. And for this purpose, there are different categories, and for non-commercial and commercial industrial applications, with the capacity of 100 kilowatt, the government of India is providing with battery backup rupees 81 watt or 30% project saving, same is for the system without backup. Any individual can install maximum 1 kilowatt power plant at any commercial organizations, industry, institutions, charitable organizations, etc. And for other commercial purposes, can install up to 100 kilowatt capacity system. The proposal for commercial organizations, industry, institutions, charitable organizations, etc. has already been sanctioned by the government of India. the proposal of individual beneficiary of 1 kilowatt capacity are being considered by Ministry of Renewable Energy, Government of India, for the sanction by CFA only in cluster mode. After the receipt of sanction from Government of India, the same shall be conveyed to the beneficiary district officer for execution of the project. The project has to be commissioned within 4 months from the date of sanction conveyed to the beneficiary following completion bidding. For Haryana particularly, Haryana is one of the fastest growing state when it comes to the solar energy production in North India. Several companies including Amazon, Mahindra, Vatka Group, Shova India, Botic Tools, Fortis Healthcare, amongst others, have installed rooftop solar pumps in the respective plants in their state. Government, the Haryana Renewable Energy Development Agency is undertaking several projects to boost the production of solar power in the state, like installing a solar plant capacity of 45 kilowatt in Haryana Rajbhavan and smaller solar plants capacity of 4.5 kilowatt at district collectorate around the state. One of the Haryana's mass rapid public transport system, that is metro in Gurgaon, has set up solar power plants with a capacity of 403 kilowatt on site. Apart from these, the state is also focusing on boosting solar production with solar water heating schemes, solar cookers, street lighting up by solar power, solar water pumps, solar home lighting, and more. The state government also offers a 90% subsidy to the farmers who uses solar water pumps in the state. With nearly 330 sunny days in a year, Haryana has great potential for solar energy production with initiative and the right policy support by the state government. The state is also set up to increase its solar energy production in next few years. The revised solar power policy of 2016 and the amendment made in it in 2019 are predicted to reduce the number of capacity of solar power projects in the state. Additionally, amendment to the policy pulled out the right framework for proper implementation and supply of solar power project development. Haryana has approved the program to install 468 solar pumps for the farmers. Though the approved petition filed by the Uttar Haryana Bijli Nigam and the South Haryana Electricity Nigam, the Haryana Electricity Regulator Commissions has given its approval to install grid-connected solar power tubewells pumps in the state. The pilot project involves the installation of 468 solar pumps, totaling a cumulative capacity of around 2.9 megawatt. The petition state has that as of 2018, the Haryana had 605,000 agriculture tubewells connections, with another 40,000 farmers waiting for grid connection. So the tubewell irrigation in Haryana is also becoming very important, particularly for sustainable growth of agriculture. The pumps will be installed under the CPEX model through the Haryana Development of Renewable Energy, that is HAREDA. The projects are expected to install at 11 kilowatt agriculture feeder in Karnal and Yamuna Nagar districts. Further, proposal is expected to get 30% subsidy through the central government in the scheme called KUSUM. The recently launched KUSUM program has three components and aims at to add solar capacity of 25,700 megawatt by 2020. The first component and the program includes the installation of 10,000 megawatt of decentralized ground mounted grid connected renewable energy power projects. The second component will be installed of 1.75 million solar powered agriculture pumps. The third component is solarization of 1 million grid connected solar powered agriculture pumps. The solar powered pumps installed under the project will belong to HREDA or State Distribution Company for the initial 5 years. The farmers will be paid for the surplus energy injected to the grid at the rate of ₹1 or $0.014 per kilowatt hour. Companies providing system will be responsible for the installation, operation, and maintenance of 5 years. The total installed solar capacity required for feeder is approximately 2.3 megawatt and 0.5 megawatt respectively for Karnal and Yamunanagar districts. Both will remain in operation for 12 hours per day. Under the project, the existing AC pump in the region will be replaced by grid-connected solar water pumping system with remote monitoring, maximum power project to tackle, and grid-connected inverter mounting structures and cables as per the specification of the central government of India. The solar power pump system is one of the major projects, particularly in agriculture in Haryana state. The department is implementing a scheme to install a total of 3,050 number of 2 horsepower surface and submersible and 5 horsepower submersible solar pump with the state and central subsidy, with the farmer share is just only 10%, and the rest amount will be paid by the state of Haryana and central government. These solar pumps are suitable for the places with the water table of 10 meters, 30 meters, and 50 meters respectively. The current unit cost of subsidy pattern is as under: for 2 horsepower surface type pumps, the farmers will have to pay only ₹18,495. For 2 horsepower submersible type of pumps, the farmers will have to pay only just ₹23,500. And for 5 horsepower AC submersible types of pump, the farmers will have to pay just ₹43,800. So that is just the 10% of the cost which will be paid by the farmers. The remaining cost will be paid either by the Haryana state government or the central government. In the first phase, implementation during the year 2016-17, the total of 855 number of solar pumps of the capacity of 2 horsepower and 5 horsepower is being promoted at district Jhajjar, and considering the implications for the future, 165 applications from safe blocks in terms of groundwater exploitation has also been received by the state government. So for this purpose, all over the Haryana, particularly district Ambala, Bhiwani, Hisar, Jind, Jhajjar, there are a large number of proposals to install these pumps, including the district Mewat, Rohtak, and Sonipat. So considering these things, because if you install the 1 kilowatt mega power, then there is a requirement of lot of land. But Haryana government is also thinking in future to install these solar panels on the canal system. Haryana has got about large number of canal system, particularly the Western Yamuna Canal is running to about 2,000 kilometer, and that covers the several districts of Ambala, Kurukshetra, and others. Similarly, the Bhakra canal system is much bigger than the Western Yamuna Canal. Similarly, we have another Jui Lift canal system. So that canal system is again 169 kilometer. So instead of installing the pumps on the agricultural land, panels on the agricultural land, these can be installed on the running canals, just as happened in the state of Gujarat. The Gujarat government has targeted to cover all canal system with solar panels to generate electricity and also to reduce the water losses from evaporation. So with these systems, the government is able to save a lot of land and can install these capacity. So I think there are a large number of applications of solar energy in agriculture. But due to the paucity of time, I have just spoken on one particular system, that is your water pumps. Otherwise, there are a larger number of applications. You can use the solar energy for solar drying of the crops, for small operations like weeding, solar farming, space farming, and several other purposes. So with these words, I thank again the organizers who gave me time to throw some light on the use of solar energy in agriculture, particularly in Haryana. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for enlightening us. Today we have engineer David Barkat with us. He did schooling from German school in Ethiopia, specialization in civil engineering, graduated from Germany and postgraduated from University of Hannover Civil and Environment Engineering Institute. He is currently managing director of African Asian Studies Promotion Association of Mahatma Gandhi House, Germany. Now I request engineer David Barkat for welcome and briefly addressing speakers and participants. Engineer David Barkat, please.
Yes, good morning. Dear participants of the webinar, let me first welcome all participants to our solar webinar. The topic of the day, sustainability through solar energy and entrepreneurship. We from the AASF are very grateful to our great friends from IFSTA, the International Forum for Sustainable Development in Africa and Asia, for your relentless effort in making it possible to hold this webinar, as all of our international seminars planned to be held in this year in Germany had to be cancelled due to COVID-19. Please allow me first, as the Managing Director of the AASF, Afro-Asian Studies Promotion, to say a few words about our association AASF and about the inception of IFSTA. The very start of the AASF dates back to the mid-50s, as students from Africa and Asia and Göttingen, who were inspired by the non-aligned movement during the Cold War, created the Afro-Asian Students Union in 1957. overcoming the challenges then of the continental divide. AASF was then founded in 1959 by Dr. Fritz Heiser, a German scholar, and his few associates at that time. The main aim at that time was to establish cultural and academic exchange relations between German, African, and Asian academics. AASF was then legally registered in 1959 as an association of the African and Asian Studies Promotion. This enabled this association to embark on different activities at local and global stage. The next challenge was overcoming the impact of the ideological divide as a result of the cold of the war, which was overshadowed with which overshadowed the fruitful mutual understanding among its members. Against all odds, our association, AASF, was able to build a students' hostel in 1959 with the help of the University of Göttingen and funds coming from the Volkswagen Foundation. Previously, it was called the Afro-Asian Hostel, and then in 98, to Mahatma Gandhi House, in which 130 students from Africa and Asia reside. As the intercultural exchange took place with more and more academics coming in from Africa and Asia to the hostel, different issues and points of interest could be addressed properly with the vicious results. By then, the African Asian Studies Promotion convinced the German side and the German local government also of the importance of the reintegration programs for academics from Africa and Asia upon their return to their respective home countries after years of stay in Germany. Funded by the German government, we were able to conduct 258 seminars in total from 1974 until 2009 in the ASF, at which 4,700 students from African and Asian countries participated, 2,400 from Africa and 2,300 from Asia. To ensure the continuity, we invited 125 returnees from various African and Asian countries to Germany in order to share their experiences there with the seminar participants here. The results of the seminars during those years were publicized every 3 months in a magazine. On top of that, ASF had an annual publication from 2001 until 2009. The authors were African and Asian academics. We also initiated the formation of returnee offices in some countries like Ghana, Iran, and Ethiopia. In Ethiopia, for example, there is a well-established association called the AEEG, the Association of Ethiopians Educated in Germany. When the reintegration seminar program phased out, it was time for ASF to stand on its own. In one of the last integration seminars, at which Professor Richie Bale was invited as a guest and returnee, we discussed about future activities of our association. In 2007, just 1 year of correspondence, we established the IFSTA, International Forum for Sustainable Development in Africa and Asia. Since then, and with the support of our coordinator for Global Network of ISF, Professor Richie Bale, international seminars were organized in Germany, Hungary, and Poland in cooperation with other institutions. Having established our network for organizing international conferences, we are aiming at international research and development projects, and for that matter, we want to make IFSTA a hub for global research in cooperation with AASF, and by sending delegations of members for feasibility studies to launch projects of mutual interest. To our topic for today concerning sustainability through solar energy and entrepreneurship, I would like to draw your attention to some challenges ahead of us. Entrepreneurship has been recognized as a major conduit for sustainable products and processes, and new ventures are being held up as a solution for many social and environmental concerns. However, there remain considerable uncertainties regarding the nature of entrepreneurship's role and how it may unfold. First, sustainable development has emerged as an influential, sometimes also controversial, concept for business and policy. And there is growing recognition that a fundamental transformation is needed to reduce detrimental environmental impact and social impacts, which are created by our currently unsustainable business practices. With this context of entrepreneurship, it is increasingly being recognized as a significant conduit for bringing about a transformation to sustainable products and processes, which numerous high-profile thinkers also advocate that entrepreneurship as a solution for social and environmental concerns. But then it remains also an open question as, first, to what extent entrepreneurship have the potential for creating sustainable economies, how they are motivated and incentivized, if there are structural barriers to the capture of economic rent for sustainable ventures, and if sustainability-oriented entrepreneurs differ from traditional. And last not least, what is the role of public policy and how it may positively influence the incidence of sustainable entrepreneurship. The legitimization of sustainable development within business and policy circles may change also the rules of the game, but also adds additional complexities with implications for both incumbents and newcomers. The second point is, which I want to draw your attention, is that sustainable development has emerged as an influential concept for business and policies. And awareness is growing that a fundamental transformation in the way society consumes resources and produces energy may be needed if we are to make progress on pressing environmental issues such as ecosystem degradation, environmental degradation, and global climate change. Finally, I would like to give my special thanks also to the chief patron, Mr. Gupta, to the patrons, the professors Agarwal, Professor Verma, Professor Sumer Singh, Professor Elbasam, to the advisors, Professor Singh, Professor Ibntal, Dr. Welde Georgis, Dr. Yadav, Dr. Ravi Kumar, and Dr. Munish Gupta. And last but not least, many thanks also to Professor Bell and Dr. Vinay Ahlabat. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer David. Now I invite our next speaker, Dr. Deepak Vaikar. He has been involved in teaching, research, and management for almost 3 decades. He has authored, co-authored book chapters and research articles. He has served on various committees in professional bodies such as chairman of the IEEE Power and Energy Society PES Chapter Singapore. He is a recipient of IEEE PES Outstanding Power Engineers Award 2003 and SP Green Buddy Award 2004. Dr. Vaikar completed PhD, the National University of Singapore, MS University of Canada, MTech IT BHU, India, and PG Advanced Certificate in University Teaching from the University of Newcastle, Australia. Dr. Vaikar, please.
Yes, thank you very much for that kind introduction. Can you see my screen now or not yet? You have to give me this feedback. First of all, thank you very much for all of you for giving me opportunity to share with you some of my views. I have shared my screen. If you can't see my PowerPoint slides, please let me know because I will be sharing from there the sustainable, clean and green energy technology innovations and practices in global arena. And I will be very happy to take your questions. I'm calling Akshay Urja Gyana Yagya. Okay. This is just a disclaimer, statutory warning. Views are expressed based on my research, personal interaction with experts and observations. Agenda for today, introduction, clean and renewable energy, solar energy, solaropreneurship, summary and conclusions. Are we at the crossroad? This is the first question I'm asking each one of you. If you feel, just give your answer in chat box. A for yes, nay for no, maybe or do know. Are we at a crossroads? A, B, C, D. Okay. And if you're given answer A, C, or D, we know that at every crossroad, okay, every crossroad, we are stranded, confused, okay, merry-go-round, or even entangled. Okay, this is the current scenario we are facing because of, and we aspire to go for opportunities, success, happiness, and solar and sustainability. But what happened is the COVID-19 massively disrupted traditional system in an unprecedented way. And that is where we are now. We are speaking virtually. And all of us have to know wherever we go, we have to put this mask. I used to give this presentation 10 or 15 years back and telling everybody that if we don't take care of sustainability, we may have to wear this one every time. I didn't know that it will happen in 2020. It has happened. Now, question arises that after all this one, do we want to go back, come back to the same old normal, okay? Whether it's by traffic, pollution, if we don't take care of the climate change, cities will be inundated, burning up our garbage, and the industries. Do we want to go back to this one, come back to this one after this one? That is the major question. And is there a scope for hope, considering our quest for modern and luxurious lifestyle? We want to follow Americans, geopolitical conflicts, rising population and addiction to the oil. Do we want to come back to this one? This is already there now. What we are going to do it? Well, many of the cities want to go for electric transportation. Good one. Okay, electric transportation to reduce pollution in the cities and enhance the commuters to reach their destination at a faster rate. And there are talks about electric vehicle. And just 2 days back, the Tesla CEO was saying that electricity demand is going to double if we are going to go for the electric vehicle. Now there is a craze to go for electric vehicles. In this scenario, obviously, if you want to supply electricity to our required metros, electric vehicle that has been planned now by 2030, then we need a strong electric power system network. If we do not have that one, we are going to face challenges. Now, most importantly, the power station here, power plant here. Do we want to go back to the same type of power stations? Okay, a very polluting one using coal or oil, and to some extent natural gas also, but they are emitting gases that are harmful to the environment. What is the option we have got? Obviously, option is, do we want to use clean coal technology and carbon capture and storage? Because we have to supply electricity, whether it is for farm, agriculture, whatever we are going to talk about, or to the electric vehicle. Those will be the vehicles we'll use in agriculture also. Do we want to go by transportation of coal or transportation of electricity using solar as the central power system? That is a very simple choice we have got. Make a choice, okay? Either transportation of coal or transportation of electricity using clean coal, okay, clean technologies. And that is where the question arises. Okay, I had a privilege of being a vice chair of World Energy Council around 15 years back, and I keep on getting information from World Energy Council about one of the first thing we have to do is energy efficiency. Okay, one of the important steps in our quest for sustainability should be to achieve energy efficiency in entire energy supply chain: generation, transmission, distribution, and utilization. And this has been now taken up by almost every association, international and national association. Energy efficiency first. What it means that just now our chief guest, Professor Verma ji, mentioned that there are solar powered pumps. Now all those pumps use electric motor. And if we are going to use inefficient electric motor for millions and millions of pumps, then we are going to lose a lot of electricity. Even if we can use energy efficient electric motors, energy efficient pumps, energy efficient lighting, that itself can save us crores of watt, okay? Every 1 watt saved, because these are used in crores, not only in India, globally it will be billions of them. So we are going to save billions of watt by a simple choice, okay? And that brings us to our most important topic, which we are discussing today: solar energy for sustainability. And one of the most popular has been the photovoltaic, okay, PV cells. Now, one of most important part of the solar cell is solar energy is solar cell PV system, which presently all over the world is imported from only selected countries. It depends on the availability of the sun rays, low reliability. Okay, studies have shown that you can use this one only for 3 to 4 hours at the best. Other time the efficiency is very, very low. Okay, efficiencies as such is a very low, hardly 16-17%. It requires regular maintenance, and if you want to improve reliability, you have to invest in battery storage or any other things. But still, this has been used everywhere. In my view, there is a higher scope for research and development in this one. What type of research and development? If you want to use this solar energy for pumps and lights and other devices, then we need to improve the efficiency, better material, compact material, how to utilize it in a better way, okay? Better even cooling system of this one. How we can have self-cleaning devices here so that it can reduce dirt and increase the efficiency. So that is where the major research needs to be done. So all the research institutes, all the universities should keep on doing research in this one. Second part, I think one of my colleague is going to speak later on, Engineer Deepak Gadia ji, who is the chairman of Sunrise CSP. He is a proponent of the solar thermal. And reason being, it has a higher efficiency than photovoltaic, I just mentioned. However, it requires higher space. Research has to be done in this way. And it is more reliable compared to photovoltaic. What happens is same solar rays coming, you use the array of this concentrated solar system, convert that into heat. Once that heat is there, that heat can be used for various purposes. Heated water or heat can be used for generating electricity. This can be stored so that it can be utilized in the night also. But again, the question arises, there is a scope for research and development in this one. For what purpose? Okay, reduce the size of this, I think. Reduce the size of this one and increase the insulation so that better heat efficiency can be utilized and enhance the reliability and even a better storage system, cheaper than the photovoltaic type of one. So that is where there is a tremendous scope for solar concentrated system, about which Engineer Deepak Gadia ji will be talking more about it. So I will just stop here. I think next one is, now the second theme of current webinar is entrepreneurship. Now we are coining the name solaropreneurship. And why it has come? Solaropreneurship has come because of various reasons. One of the things being that now electric vehicles will be there. Okay. And therefore, how we charge them? If you're going to charge using coal-fired power station, then only I'm shifting the pollution. But if you're going to charge using solar system, whether it's concentrated or PV system, charging this one, then it is going to create tremendous opportunities for the entrepreneurship. So this is the one of the ways we can enhance. Obviously, for electric vehicle, there is still a scope to reduce the size of the battery, have a better efficient motor. Here, electric motor has to be here, because if there are millions and millions of electric vehicles are going to be on the road, then electric vehicle, as I mentioned to you, electric motor will be there. Electric motor, lighting inside, if that is efficient one, is going to take less electricity and going to give us a better output. Okay. That is what the energy efficiency combined with the solar and other systems can create solaropreneurship. And it is not only limited to electric vehicles, because in Singapore, as I mentioned to you, the decision has been made. Now there will be more and more electric vehicles, and they are going to slowly reduce the dependence on the diesel and petrol vehicles. And many cities are going that way, and that could be the future. But solaropreneurship, you have already seen it, okay? Even in villages. In villages, there is a scope. In houses where there is no regular supply of electricity, एक खंबा गाड़ने से सिर्फ काम नहीं होगा. Okay, electricity from the grid is not easy to reach to each and every corner. Then standalone solar system can provide even simple basic things. What about the portable water system? Okay, using the solar system. Okay, solar system for portable one. That is what we are looking at. Okay. Water pump, rightly mentioned by our Vice Chancellor and other speakers. Yes, that is to be there. But if you do it by solar one, then there is a better scope. If you are going to still wait for our grid electricity, then there is a challenge. Solarize water pumps. And telecommunication towers, I think they are using diesel generator set as a backup and electricity taken from the grid. Therefore, they are guzzlers ones everywhere. Solar system can, but the lobby is very strong. The diesel lobby is very strong. They are not allowing the solar system to come over here, whatever the reason. And obviously, most important now, if we can train them, young youth can get trained, and there can be millions of jobs can be created, or they can be their own of their own. Okay, of their own. So we can create solaropreneur. soloropreneur. Okay, we can create those soloropreneurs there. Now, to share with you that this process has already started between when the industry and academia collaboration between Sunrise CSP, about which Deepak Gadeja will tell you more, IUCC CE Foundation, where I am involved as advisor, and my own company, Edu Energy. So what we did was we started with a simple workshop at the conference in Hyderabad in January 2020. Over 50 faculty members attended the workshop. We gave them what is this about the clean and green energy utilization, how they can use it in their campus, how they can use students for research projects and create entrepreneurship with the mentorship from engineer Deepak Gadiaji. And it was very successful. And then there were around some faculty members came all the way to Munisheva Ashram near Vadodara. They had a practice-oriented workshop. This is a practice-oriented, so that they can go back in their colleges and campuses to implement it. Our plan was later on to go to various colleges and universities in India to begin with. But what happened is in the mid of March, we were stuck by the lockdown. Okay, lockdown, and as a result, we had to offer this virtual online. Okay, from August to November, we conducted in collaboration with the IUCE webinars and virtual workshops. Almost 100 students, we trained them along with the 20 faculty members from 15 engineering colleges, and they have come up with the various student projects which they are going to continue. And if they continue and show their demonstration, some of the projects can be transformed into solopreneurship. So that is what the plan we are having it now, and we invite whosoever is interested to connect with us, either with me or with Engineer Deepak Gadiaji, and we will be very happy to work with any university, any institute to take it to the next level. So is there a scope for hope? Am I talking a pipe dream? Okay. Now, very quickly, what is it that is abundant in the world? Obviously, human energy. Now, how we utilize the human energy, that is most important. The waste energy, a lot of things. I'm deliberately putting this in addition to the solar one, because solar needs to be reliable. Then we have to do something about it, how to make it more reliable. Okay, and spiritual energy. And for human energy, why I'm mentioning this one? Because world over, there is a diabetic tsunami has come. There are close to 422 millions. They have got diabetic, and reason being one of our lifestyle. Lifestyle is what? Obviously, currently in India, we are facing farmers' dilemma. Farmers are complaining that they have got some challenge, and how to resolve that one? Obviously, how their produce can be used. Now, this being Haryana Agriculture University, they can use this one because question arises, there is a big sugar lobby, sugar mill, whether we want to convert the sugar into sugarcane into sugar, where the prices are going down, as a result, they are not getting the proper produce, or we convert them into biodiesel, ethanol, biogas. Why I'm saying this one? We need to this one when we are going to put solarized pump, solarized lighting in our farms over there, and we do know that unless we have got a battery, and battery is not that sometimes reliable, then much more case is using ethanol, biogas or biodiesel, which is very readily available in agricultural farms to strengthen the electrical supply over there. So that will enhance the solaro and entrepreneurship more. Another comes the waste product. Okay, waste energy is there. Now question arises again, do we want to burn this waste in the farm, or we want to look something else, because this is causing pollution, this is not healthy, this is not helping the economy and farmers also. So what we have to do? Okay, yes, there is now technology available to convert such waste into energy. It can also create fertilizer, it can also create extra biogas needed. So it can be fed to the electricity grid also, excess one. It can be used for heating also. So whatever the farm feed we need for farming, we need heating. All that can be done. We need for pumping, whatever, all those can be done over there very quickly. Is possible, okay. And most importantly, whenever this solar energy comes into the system, we have to think about the microgrid. Microgrid means using the latest technology. Okay, now an agriculture university, now I'm sure you have to need a lot of sensors, artificial intelligence, photovoltaic is there, batteries there. We can add electric vehicles. All those becomes like both taking electricity and they can give back electricity. So IEEE is wherein I am now chair-elect for the IEEE Education Society. There is a hybrid AC-DC microgrid. Microgrid is going to be better solution than the bigger grid because the investment required is less compared to the investment required for the bigger grid. Okay, that is where there is a scope for using microgrid now, okay, along with the solar system. Now, not only this, I think if there are many associations, institutions, they are doing their studies, but Shell study 2050 that identifies renewable energy and energy efficiency for mitigating greenhouse gas emissions. Okay, there's a potential for renewable energy to be eventually primary source of energy. Okay, primary source of energy this is possible now, and our speakers have already mentioned about it. So is there a scope for hope or pipe dream? Let us see it. Okay, at Edu Energy Singapore, will be very happy to work with any institute in developing this product, making them a better one, applicable, and bringing out the solopreneurship, even transforming education so that it comes into our education system, whichever faculty, doesn't matter. Okay. Yes, I'm linked on the LinkedIn. You can join me if you want to have more discussion with me. So what sustainable clean energy innovations can bring? One most important part as a university, whether it's agriculture university, engineering university, arts and science university, technology university, we have to invest in research and development and creation of sustainable solutions, because I have just shown you the sustainable solution can produce enhanced productivity and competitiveness because we are going to improve energy efficiency. We are going to improve the reliability, but reduce the cost. That is where the competitiveness will come. And most important is Make in India, a digital India, smart city, and self-reliant vision feasible without quality, secure, and reliable availability of clean and renewable energy. Okay, that question is for everybody. I think put in your chat box. Is it feasible? Well, more prosperous future of our nations means making investment in energy efficiency and clean and renewable energy. Solar energy is part of it, but we shouldn't be only, okay, we can go beyond that also. Today, okay, today, I'm very happy that the university has taken the lead in association with the various bodies to organize this webinar. So that is the investment of time and getting experts together. Two, all the participants, you are spending time to listen to us, okay, that too in such a wonderful way, okay, virtual way, where a cost has been reduced substantially. Now, earlier, 15, 20 years back, we needed the help of top marketeers like Obama, Modi ji, Abe, and now we have got President-elect Joe Biden. Now it means there will be more and more things will be happening which is in the line with the Paris Climate Accord. There's a good scope for that. That is the vision I'm sharing with you, and all of us together can achieve it and make it better. Okay. Very quickly, coming from Singapore, Singapore is a small city-state, high population density, highly industrialized economy, dependent on imported fossil fuels, lack of natural resources and renewable energy. Still then, Singapore has achieved one of the highest, okay, development. Why they could do it? Because of the people, and people decided, okay, how we should be using our energy resources. Yep, they are still using natural gas. 97% is natural gas. Renewables are coming up. Bio-waste, whatever I mentioned, biomass waste, there are plants over here. Solar thermal is being used. Photovoltaic also, big way. Singapore has a plan by 2022. Most of the rooftops will have photovoltaic. Okay, so and they are going in big way. In Singapore has got this, as I mentioned to earlier, solar cell manufacturing factories. World's 2 or 3 most manufacturing companies are coming. They are in Singapore now. Okay, they have set up plant in Singapore because of the high technology and highly efficient manpower. And all we are talking about is about the sustainable United Nations sustainable goal. It is in line with that. Okay, what we are doing is in line with that. So just to conclude, say जाएगा ये अंधेरा आएगा नया सवेरा फिर झूम उठेगा एक ही नारा जाएगा यह अंधेरा आएगा नया सवेरा फिर झूम उठेगा एक ही नारा. Okay, this dark clouds will go and the new horizon will come in, and then there will be only one slogan. Okay, only one slogan. What will be that? स्वच्छ ऊर्जा से हरा भरा हो जग सारा. स्वच्छ ऊर्जा, clean energy. Okay, clean energy, solar energy, clean and green, hara bhara. Let the whole world, okay, be immersed with the clean and green energy as well as thinking. Okay, I acknowledge all those these are the associations who have been helping me to get this information, and that is why I'm able to share with you. And I'm also thankful to all Professor Bell and his team, Deepak Gadiaji, who has introduced me to this wonderful team, to all my colleagues in the experts panel, as well as all organizers. Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to share with you. Wish you sustainable, clean, innovative, energetic, smart, and secure future. Okay, all the best to you. You can contact me for further details, dlviker@gmail.com. Chair elect IEEE Education Society. Also, I like to thank them for giving me opportunity to share with you. Back to you.
Yeah, Dr. Viker. Hello.
Hello, yes.
Yes. Dr. Viker, I just wanted to ask you your opinion. In India, there are 300 to 320 sunny days. And if we capitalize on solar energy, we can produce 1 trillion kilowatt of solar energy, which is sufficient for the world. But why still the largest share goes to fossil fuels and not the solar energy? And we are active in this area since last 3 decades. What are basic snags? What are basic challenges facing this area? Because
Thank you.
the identification of that challenges will make the entrepreneurship easy.
Yes, thank you very much. I think thank you very much. You have supplemented my presentation by sharing the information about the India. Yes, you say around more than 300 days are there for the solar. Now, what happens is what you can understand few things. Okay, solar, if you're using photovoltaic, at present the efficiency is hardly 15 to at the most 17-18%. That to the laboratory. Okay, when you put it on the side, the efficiency is different. Is one part. Two, we have to import all of them. It means now if you want to go for large scale PV, you need to import them. That is, the cost is higher there. Okay, so second. Then third, they talk about the reliability. Okay, though we say solar energy is available for 300 days out of 365 days, what studies we have found is that the best part you can use only for 3 to 4 hours a day. Even if sun may be available for 10 to 12 hours, the best efficiency you get it around 3 to 4 hours during that peak. Other time you are getting electricity, but at a very low efficiency. So it means now, if you want to install equivalent of megawatts, you need 3 to 4 times installation to get the same electricity. That is one part. So your installation cost is very high. And then second part is obviously rule of thumb. They say rule of thumb, you need for 1 megawatt you need at least 2 acres of land if you're going to put somewhere. Okay, one megawatt, you need 2 acres of land. It means if you're going to put everything, you need huge land first, okay? Land to install it. There is another part. Second, where it is available, because if you want to take it from the where it is available to the load center, which is away from the solar one, you have to create a proper grid system, transmission and distribution. We have to invest into that also. There is a part. So though they say cost of solar cells have gone down, cost per electricity, per unit of electricity of solar has gone down, and that is why now more and more of them want to use it. It will happen, but only thing, it will happen in a stages. So at present we are in a transition. Okay, transition, what we call a transition means before the new technology becomes so widely useful that it will replace the old one. In the transition period, whatever is provided by fossil, it has to be used because it's reliable. It has been reliable as far as 24/7 electricity you need it. And till that transition happens, because if I share with you, India, China, United States of America, Japan, South Korea, they still use more than 50% of their electricity coming from the coal-fired power station. Why? It is cheaper. Okay, so now we have to bring that one now, because you have already invested in coal-fired power station. India is still adding. Okay, I can tell you, India is still adding. Though we have got 170 gigawatts of renewable energy, but we are still adding in solar and coal-fired power stations. China is adding new coal-fired power stations. Okay, so as a result, what is going to happen is, because our demand is going to go up, how are you going to keep it up? So more solar is going to come. Definitely more solar will come, but because our demand has also increased, it is not going to provide that one. A rule of thumb, I can tell you that in Singapore, they tried getting the estimate. If they put all rooftops in Singapore, solar panels, it can only produce 3 to 5% because electricity demand has increased. Our demand is much higher. So to meet that one, it will take some time. So you have very good question. I understand. In theory, we can say we can supply to the whole world, but in practice, there is a huge gap between theory and practice. And whenever there is a huge gap, there is a tremendous scope for us as an educator, as a researchers. I think please recommend all the students, whoever is interested, do research in this one, how to make it more efficient. As I mentioned in my presentation, how to make it more efficient, how to make it low cost. Okay, then it will increase.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Vaikar, for this informative lecture.
Absolutely.
Now I would like to invite Professor Celestino. He obtained his PhD degree in mechanical engineering from University of Coimbra, Portugal. He is professor in Department of Mechanical Engineering, University of Algarve. He is chairman of International Conference Console Food. He is enthusiast and advocate of solar cooking. He is organizer of solar cooking workshop in many countries, including India. Professor Celestino, please.
Hello? Are you seeing my screen?
Yes, sir. So, बताइए your screen is.
Yeah, screen is visible.
And you are also audible.
Yeah.
सर इनका माइक म्यूट है, को अनम्यूट करने के लिए बोलिए सर एक बार सर.
Hello, Professor Celestino. You unmute your mic. You are not audible. इस पे लिखो यार, मेल पे लिखो.
सर हमारे तो सुन रहा होगा. हाँ. हमारे तो सुन रहे होंगे.
हेलो हेलो, ये पहले तो उसकी आवाज आई थी.
Okay, now it's okay now.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
So, good afternoon for all my friends in India, and good morning for other friends here in Europe or in other part of the world. Thank you for the invitation to participate as a speaker in this interesting webinar. My lecture is about my experience, not as a professor, not as a researcher at university, but as a common citizen using solar cooking. Using solar cooking as with a great enthusiasm. I would say solar cooking. I'm using solar cooking, and it is also a great passion for me. Okay, we know that most people are using electricity, gas, and wood for cooking their meals. These two photos I have taken 50 kilometers from Valsad, and I saw the ladies transporting every day or almost every day the wood. And inside the kitchen, the wood is not being used properly. They are producing a lot of smoke, and with smoke, ladies cooking inside have a problem, healthy problems. So, but we know that solar energy exists in several regions in the world. It is a great potential for cooking. I know from my experience since more than 10 years, solar cooking is feasible. It is not a myth, because I guess that in my case at home, I am cooking more than or about 80% of my meals. Or in a different words, I am using about 80% of the energy for cooking. It comes from the sun. You know that in India, very well, this topic, the solar cooking is very well established. There are small canteens that people can cook inside using a concentrator of solar energy, a Schaeffler dish. But there are also big canteens cooking for 1,000 people per day. I visited these kind of installations. But we know also that there are restaurants in Chile cooking about 50 meals, 100 meals per day. They are doing a very nice business using solar energy. More recently, here in south of France, Pierre Auvert is a good entrepreneur and is developing a solar restaurant called Le Pressage, using also a Schaeffler dish. And you see here the table where people can sit to have the lunch. A more recent concept. This is the kitchen where the food is prepared, and in the backside the reflector is there, and here we have the tables outside. Okay, so this kind of restaurants outside are very good for this era we are living, this time of pandemic, because in this way the restaurant is well ventilated, so the risk of being infected with the virus will be less. Here in this slide, I am showing the main types of solar cookers that you can use for cooking directly with the sun energy. I mean, without storage of energy. We have panel cookers that are slow cookers. We have parabolic cookers that are fast cookers, and box cookers that usually are slow cookers, and we have evacuated tubes that usually are fast cookers. the cost of these cookers depends on several factors. Depends on the material, on the design, and also in the country. For example, we know that a parabolic cooker like this, SK14 or a Prince 15 cooker in India, the cost is around 165 euros. But here in Europe, SK14 is 2 times at least more costly. This is the slide about research that I am doing with my colleagues at Malaga University. We are testing funnel solar cookers, and the information of testing solar cookers is very important for the user and also for the manufacturer regarding optimization of the cookers. So, as I said at the beginning, I am using the sun for cooking my meals at home. Usually, I use parabolic cookers, SK14 and Prince 15 cooker, and also my Paka cooker, a cooker made in concrete. Paka is an Indian word, as you know very well. But I have started my experience with the well-known solar cook kit, were improved with a reflector, an extra reflector to give more power to the food that is being cooked here. I'm using the black pot, and also I'm using two glass pieces that are windows from washing machines that are not running anymore for making the greenhouse effect. Okay, but I have realized that the solar cook kit does not run very well in winter time when the sun is has a low angle, elevation angle. So I decide to test the funnel cooker that in January or in December here in my latitude runs very well. One experience I had when I traveled to India in 2009, Deepak Gadia remembers very well. So I decided to travel only using hand baggage, and with inside my baggage, I put two sets of solar cooking. The funnel cooker, and here I assembled the cooker in a hotel in Valsad, and I cooked some potatoes there that I share with people in the hotel. In 2011, a friend of mine, that Sarvesh Chanda from Jalandhar in Punjab, he had appreciated a lot the funnel cooker during a meeting that we had at Munisev Ashram in Vadodara, and he asked me to copy the cooker. Okay, I said to him, Sarvesh, you can copy, no problem. And he made a cooker in aluminium, and he put my name to this cooker. And he sent to me some photos, cooking soup, rice. This is a sweet, well appreciated in India, sweet using sugar and carrot. I don't remember the name. This is a cake, and this is sweet potatoes. These are sweet potatoes. But I am very crazy in spreading solar cooking. Sometimes in summertime, I go to the beach. In these photos, I'm showing two cookers just 1 meter or 2 meters distance from the water of the sea in an Andalusian beach, so in southern Spain, not so far from my place here in Portugal. And after 1 hour, the water passed through the cookers, and after 1 hour, the cakes that were being baked here were ready, and people, because the smell, of the cake was spreading through the air, they came to taste some slices of the cake. These are the photos of the Packer cooker. Packer means that it's a permanent, a robust cooker. It is not portable, or it is difficult to transport, but it's an advantage. Being not portable, it's very difficult to be stolen. So I have two of these cookers just 2 meters from the door of my kitchen that I can use every day or every sunny day to cook my meals. And this is the backside. This is the concrete natural color, but you can paint. Even you can include some Indian drawings if you want. To construct this cooker, you need 3 molds. One mold for the basement, for this piece that goes in the middle piece, and for the reflector with a funnel shape. In my mission India in 2015, I travel to Mumbai, and then from Mumbai by car to Dhule, the place of Ajay Shandak. And when I arrived at the workshop of Rahul Kulkarni, my great friend, they were finishing the molds. They are finishing the molds, and in the afternoon of this first day of my arrival in India, in this mission, in the other side of the road, there is a company that made artifacts in concrete, and we asked them to produce the concrete and to fill the mass of the concrete inside the molds. This is another step of the process, and sorry, not the first day. This is wrong. In the third day, we add the 3 pieces very well dried. So we assemble the 3 pieces, and then we add the reflectors. In this case, we add reflectors of aluminium, the same aluminium used in the manufacture of the Prince 15 cooker and also of SK14. Another experience, when I traveled to São Paulo, we organized a solar lunch in the flat in the 10th floor in São Paulo, using only 3-4 panel cookers, and this is a Tolakatin cooker, a kind of box cooker, and using this cooker, we cook a lunch for about 10 people, friends, special friends, I would say. In my home, I am used, not now in the pandemic time, but per year, sometimes I invite people to have for lunch, special friends for lunch in my home, and also for dinner, okay? Using the Packer cooker and also the concentrator parabolic cookers. In this case, 3 Prince 15 cookers produced in India. So what I can cook? Everything, I will say. This is a caldo verde, a green soup, well known here in Portugal. We can cook also sardines. We can cook the bread that we call in Portuguese pão. Also, I guess pão. We can cook rice with carrot, chicken, beetroot with goat cheese, pastel de nata, dessert, sweet rice, and coffee, instantaneous coffee. I can make a coffee in 2-3 minutes using a parabolic cooker. But I can bake a lot of cakes with different designs and different mass. And this cake, I cannot repeat that. It has some art incorporated. This is part of the mass was inside of the cake, not cooked, and he ate it to the surface of the cake, and at the end became like that. But here, what I am showing is the cakes. I'm showing the cakes that I baked 1 or 2 days before the last conference, Console Food International Conference, that I bake at home, and all participants have eaten at least 1-2 slices of these cakes during the coffee breaks. So the coffee breaks were served during the conference, and it was the days were not very good. The days were with a lot of rain, but the coffee breaks, the cakes were baked in the solar cookers. But we can also produce jam of tomato, jam of another fruits, papaya. But we can also produce chutney of figs, for example, from my tree. I have produced chutney of figs in July, and I am eating now after 5-6 months later. But we can also produce traditional and also some innovative solar products. Here, I am roasting figs and almonds. That is a product very appreciated here in the south of Portugal. But I can also produce bread without salt. But instead of using salt, I can use a salted herb. I'm talking about salicorn plant. But I can use also my paca cooker as a dryer, and I have tested it this year in May, June, and July to dry tomatoes and to dry red pepper. But these are the forecasts of yesterday for today. So forecasts for my place here, very, very cloudy with some sun, and forecasts for your place or for Baduragarh in India, clear sky. So what we can cook, what we could prepare today in a cloudy morning in Far. I am presenting not the results of today, but the results I am presenting now were done last week before I participate in a webinar like this. So I can prepare herbal tea of an Indian mixture of lemongrass, olive basil, ginger, and cinnamon with Spanish stevia. Okay, this herbal tea is from Narmada region, from my friend Ragao, Bodhipeya. So I have cooked this. I started at 8:45 a.m. and after 15 minutes, this herbal tea was ready, and the result was excellent. What I can make, I can also make. I appreciate my coffee in not in the Prince 15 cooker, not in the SK14 cooker, but in another parabolic cooker made from one antenna. In this Italian coffee maker, I can make the coffee in 10 minutes, 5 minutes, depends on the weather condition, and the result was very good. In fact, it's not coffee. I call caroffee because I'm mixing caro powder from my caro trees with coffee. But what we could serve today at the coffee break of this webinar, so I could serve the herbal tea, or I could serve the caroffee with milk or without milk. But you are asking, but only the coffee, only the herbal tea? No, we can also try to bake 3 cakes. And now I am showing you how to bake 3 cakes using caro powder, using different techniques. So here you can see the pot where I dropped the mass of the cake. Here the same. But in these two cases, I am using 2 glasses for making the greenhouse effect. But here I am using a pot inside another pot. Okay, this is the technique that the manufacturers of parabolic concentrator cookers recommend. But usually I am not using this technique. But I am using the glass for making the greenhouse effect. Okay, so we have 3 sets of pots, and because the sky was not very good, we have clouds filtering the sun. So here you can see the parabolic cooker almost vertical. So we start around 10 a.m. Sorry, here without greenhouse effect, here with greenhouse effect, and here with the greenhouse effect. And after some time, after 1 hour and 30, we under very bad conditions, you can see the clouds. The 2 cakes in Prince 2 and Prince 3, the ones using the glass enclosures for making the greenhouse effect, these 2 cakes were ready, and the other one not ready. Okay, so I decide to move the cake for a greenhouse effect, and only after certain time the cake becomes ready, but not so well cooked as the other two cakes baked. So now I have the herbal tea to serve, and also 3 cakes for people participating in our webinar. What we could cook today for lunch? I can cook, for example, sweet potatoes just in 40 minutes, and the result is excellent without greenhouse effect, and under not very good conditions, and the result was excellent for these sweet potatoes. I have cooked also some beans. Okay, we start at 9 a.m. and at 10:30 the beans were cooked. But if I went there 30 minutes later, the beans, no water there. I started with water, but because I was not controlling very well, if the beans stay there more 30 minutes, they become burned. I cooked also my lunch, some pieces of pumpkin with a Portuguese sausage made with bread, garlic, and meat other than pork. I have started with the Paca cooker, but because the conditions were not very good, I moved at noontime to the parabolic cooker. But even that, because the conditions were not very good, the smell was good, but the sausage was not very well cooked. So I have some questions. When it is feasible to cook food by using a common solar cooker? Every sunny day, and also in periods of cloudy days without a cloud in between sun and cooker. Second question, when it is not feasible to cook food by using a common solar cooker? During a night, and when there is a cloud in between sun and cooker. Is it possible to cook at night or in a cloudy period of the day with a solar cooker? Yes, when cooker as a medium to store and to deliver thermal energy. And the last question, is it possible to serve an hot meal at dinner time in a cold winter day cooked in a common cooker? Yes, when the cooker is cooked during the day with clear sky or without clouds in between cooker and the sun. And obviously the food then after being cooked, is kept inside an insulated thermal box. So this is my last slide. Sun and our planet Earth are our friends, and according to my experience of disseminating solar cooking around the world, I am making very nice friends around the world. So if you are interested in my designs of cookers, of the portable funnel cooker, or about the packet cooker, please send me an email and I will send you the basic instructions how to make a portable funnel cooker and how to make a packet cooker. Thank you very much.
Very interesting talk about the solar cooking. You have given very appropriately the title Solar Cooking a Passion. See that solar cookers are technically feasible, cost effective, they are almost free, except the cost of the utensil and the reflectors, but still they are not time effective. Since the energy efficiency of gas is much higher than the solar cookers, so therefore they are not being adapted frequently by people. So what efforts are being made to enhance the energy inside the solar cookers so that the food gets cooked earlier and it somehow matches with the gas cooking, and yet it is more delicious and more nutritious, the solar cookers. So what efforts are being made in this direction?
I am doing my best, and I'm doing my best, and I have done a lot of workshops for training people, to instruct people, to inform them about the limitations of the cooking of cooking with the sun, and also about the advantage. I know that a lot of people are living in flats in cities. They don't have the right capacity, the right areas to install a cooker. This is a problem, obviously. But we could have in these places solar restaurants, solar canteens, and people can go there to have their meals, or they can go there to purchase the meals and to have the meal at home. I'm talking, for example, service of takeaway. But I don't. According to my experience, I am living in a not in the city. I am living in a rural area, so I have plenty of space. And here in south of Portugal, we have more than 300 days of sunny days per year, and a lot of people are living like me in houses in rural area. So they could use solar cookers, and every day I am cooking. For example, Indian chai, coffee, but I am using the parabolic cooker as I am using my gas burner at the same time. So I put my Italian coffee maker in 2-3 minutes in the gas burner when it is very cloudy day, but if it is clear, like now I have a small open in the sky. We have a lot of clouds now, but I have a small blue part where the sun can pass, and in 4 or 5 minutes I can have my coffee prepared. So
very good.
So
Professor Celestino, do you complement with a group of foods and nutrition who evaluate through sensory evaluation and through nutritional profile, the food cooked in the solar cookers? Do you have some cooperative groups like that?
This is not my area, but at the university we have the food department, and some years ago I cooked some meat, I cooked some beans, I cooked some items, and we measured the temperature, and then they evaluated the risk of development of bacteria developing. But regarding the nutrients, obviously we can, but we can do the same in the gas burner or in the solar cooker. So that certain items should be cooked slowly, but we can cook slowly in the gas, in the electricity, or in the using wood. But you can cook also slowly in the solar. And sometimes if it is clear sky, I put my meal at 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. and I go to the university for teaching. When I come back to my house, 5 kilometers distance, my lunch is ready.
Thank you for your clarification.
When
Thank you for your interesting talk.
When I arrive, the lunch is ready. If I am using the gas burner for cooking rice or for cooking something, I need to wait more 30 minutes.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor Celestino, for your nice talk. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Now I would like to introduce Professor Nasir Al-Bassam and Professor Thamir Ahmad. Professor Nasir Al-Bassam obtained his BSc, MSc and PhD in chemistry from University of Bonn, Germany. He is Director of International Research Center for Renewable Energy, Germany. Professor Al-Bassam is a recipient of RAN Pioneer Award along with award in Science and Technology for a sustainable rural development of energy and water supply from Chinese Science Academy. He has been president of International Council of Sustainable Agriculture and chairman of World Renewable Energy Council, Germany. He has many publications and international projects to his credits. Professor Al-Bassam, please.
Yes, thank you very much. I would like to thank Dr. Rishi Behel, my friend, and all the team, ladies and gentlemen, around and behind him. Also, I would like to thank the Jagannath University, which provides the possibility for creating this seminar. Ladies and gentlemen, today is Friday. I call it a Friday for future, a Friday for energy and climate. The problem, for instance, of the pandemic, is close related, which I think, to the climate change and to the environmental pollution, because the way we are producing the energy, and so it contributes for pollution, the air, the foods, the water, and so on. And this creates a lot of, changing in the genes of bacteria. And so, this is COVID-19 and others. And I am sure that we are expecting much more, pandemic viruses. This will come. We will go sometime to bed, and when we will wake up, we will find another word which worse and worse and worse. So it is our duty as academic, as scientists, as researcher, to support all the, especially the policy, to create the policy to avoid all these disadvantages. The nature is now really, is giving us now back, all these things which we have done. And so we are, all of us, most of us, we are now in prisons. We are not more free, and it will be much worse and worse. And I don't know. I hope, it is our hope, it is your hope, to overcome these problems, especially for the, the young generation. We bear the responsibility, for the next generations, and we should not, waste everything and produce all this. Anyhow, what I want to say today, I have now my presentations in two parts. One is the basic principles, and the other about desalination to produce water. And this will be delivered by Professor Dr. Thamer from the University of Baghdad. Ladies and gentlemen, what is our mission for energy, for clean energy? Yeah, could you please view my presentation? So the question is, what kind of energy does the world need for empowering the 21st century? The basics are, please, go ahead, and is that to produce energy which is clean, which does not affect the environment and the climate, but it should be also secure and also affordable for everyone. Please go on how I am, could I manage, or you do it? How I could shift to other one, yes, and to other one now also, yes. Okay. So the mission, as I said, that we should create a policy of energy market that on one hand will provide accessible and affordable energy services, and on the other hand will not affect the environment. So now I shift to other one. Yes, where it is now. So yeah, and now the question is, does this mean that the renewable energy resources will play a dominant role on the global market? I would say yes, but not in the short term, not also in the medium term, in the long term. And what will be the future of nuclear power, coal, oil, and natural gas? I think, till 2050, we need these resources to supply the world with energy, but also the way to produce this should be also clean. We should achieve the goal of what's so-called, zero carbon dioxide emission. This should be the last. But these resources, the fossil and others, will, stay with us in the short term, mid-term, and also long term. But the renewable energy will increasingly dominate this. It's a question, the availability and the technology. This should be also, further development. And I am really thankful for the University of Jagan and to the chancellors and others that they offer us, the possibility to discuss these things with you and to create, a platform for discussion. Okay, so now the other slide is maybe, the world is changing faster than at any time in history, especially in the world of energy. Society today has fundamental expectation for our energy future, as well security, affordability, accessibility, reliability, and must be environmentally responsible. These requirements make up what's so-called the energy uh, trilemma. That means this is the three cores of energy. Advancing solutions that satisfy all the elements of these three requirements are the foundation of sustainable energy. So the other one is, so, and why? Because current energy approaches, as been mentioned by previous speakers, largely based on fossil and nuclear power, and these resources will not last forever. Okay? Again, then further, please go ahead. And so, what is the three lemma or three characteristics, of the energy supply in the future, or which is now, have three dimensions: security, competitiveness, and equity and sustainability. Okay? So this has been then developed by the World Energy Council, energy sustainability, which are these three dimensions which I have, mentioned. And these, and the World Energy Council have established ranking lists for 128 countries. And if we go to this, so what we see here, that the top 10 ranking countries which satisfy all these factors, yes, are really what we call the OECD countries. Switzerland on the top, then Sweden, Denmark, Austria, Finland, France, United Kingdom, Canada, Germany, Norway, United States, and New Zealand. And I try to, to find about what ranking has India. India reached the ranking 86, and Iraq, this is the next speaker, would be 85. So these should be considered in order to judge where we are, what we are doing, what we could improve. This is essential. It's not only, to be, but these, this strategy and policy and the ranking of the World Energy Council is very, very, very important. Yes. So, and if we, take, these 10 countries, why they are on the top, why? I have tried, to find why, they are so good in the management. They all have a stable economic and political system. This is very important to have an political, stable political system. All of these countries are, have no conflicts with other states or with their own populations, except the United States. Yes, they all have high investments volume because of their knowledge, their insight, and the conviction that renewable energy resources are essential for an intact environment. The governments of these countries and their population, respective population, are in agreement and started the change over at earlier stage. I am drinking now Indian chai. Okay. Yes. What we are trying, to find what's so-called, these are the distributed renewable energy for off-grid community is one way, to supply communities with renewable energy for economical development. So this is our own work, which are here established in Germany. Yeah, established in Germany in 2015 and opened this, which produce food, which offers possibility to work, economic development, and education, and so on, and also for better climates, such as in energy or climate, forests, and so on. And in this content, I want, to inform you about a new publication. Okay. Yes, a new publication which will be available on the 1st of February next year. This is entitled Distributed Energies for Off-Grid Communities and Empowering a Sustainable, Competitive, and Secure 21st Century. So most of these, which I have mentioned, and much others, are in the book, and maybe you can have a look about it. Okay, then epilogue, it is my own, also, I am really, we are working together since decades with Rishi and so about how to improve the situation. Empowering the world represents a plan or a strategy to develop sustainable economy. And this should be also, consider how to counteract poverty, migration, depopulation rural regions, and desolation. The technology and the skills, the financial and energy resources are really available now. It is only the question, how to, proceed and to accelerate the development of this. And what we need is really that we should, join hands and work together, inspired, re-energized, and committed. Together, we can initiate a clean energy revolution to meet future challenges and to serve the mankind. Okay, then the last one maybe. Yeah, so this is what I want to say. Thank you very much for your attention. And the key drivers for achievement is innovative technology, especially cooperation between nations, public and private sector. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I would like to start the next one with a short video clip. Okay, please. About desalination now.
Oh, here we.
Indian chai is delicious.
Yeah, Indian chai. Yeah.
Chai, milk, and
Yeah.
and spice.
So, अच्छा आवाज नहीं आ रही ना अपने देखना कहीं म्यूट से नहीं कर रहा
नहीं मैं कुछ नहीं कर रहा था
इसको तो बड़ा अच्छा चल रहा है देखना बैठते बैठते ये हमारा क्यों नहीं चल रही है यार
हाई क्वालिटी टेस्ट भी है तो इसे शायद
अच्छा
हाई क्वालिटी केस है उसको ज़्यादा डेटा बेटर से
बस ये
56 सेकंड
कितने
15 सेकंड हो रहा है
अच्छा
हो गया सर इतनी
ठीक है
अब सब दीपक
हम लोग पूछते हैं इससे
It is loading now.
Yes, okay. Hello. Yeah, Professor Farmer. Yeah, Professor Farmer. क्या बात है यार
नहीं है सर
अच्छा नहीं उसने कहा था हमारे आएगा नहीं है बोला तो सही देखना है
नहीं सर म्यूट तो नहीं है
हेलो प्रोफेसर ठामर या नासिर
Yeah, hello.
Is Professor Thamar here?
Yeah, I mean,
He is on the StreamYard. Okay, if he's not there,
Yeah,
then
you are now on the, you should start now. Yeah, Dr. Samer, they are waiting for you. You are opening. You are, yeah. How you have to start?
if it is not feasible, we can have Deepak Gadia, engineer Deepak Gadia.
So, you know how? Could you speak now? Dr. Samer?
Hello,
Hello?
you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, but on the telephone.
Rasa,
Yeah.
they are running the film now.
Yeah, but you should enter the seminar.
I already entered the seminar. I am in the seminar.
You are in the seminar?
Yes.
But how we can speak then? He is he is online.
Aha, okay. So you can take him.
He's online.
So he is online, he should come on, join StreamYard. There are two links of joining. One is StreamYard and another is the normal link.
You should you should join through StreamYard.
Yes, speaking.
Are you on the StreamYard?
Yes, yes, we have sent him the link.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking. I'm speaking.
इसको WhatsApp पे भेज दो.
Can you hear me?
We have sent him link on WhatsApp again. अभी भेजा ना? Nasir, we have sent him the WhatsApp message.
Yeah, ليش ما تحكي؟ You should speak now. Yes. We are waiting since 5 minutes for you.
Or maybe if it is not feasible for him, we can move to next one.
Next.
Yeah. We will have him later then. Yes, next.
Now I invite engineer Deepak Gadia. He has done his process and environmental engineering from TFH Berlin and post-graduation in energy conservation and energy management from TU Berlin and MIT USA. After his return to India in 1985, he established his company Gadia Solar and was instrumental in bringing solar concentrated technology in India from Germany, and the company became one of the world's largest company in supply of solar steam cooking system. He is now chairman of Sunrise CSP India Private Limited that is bringing 520 square meter big dish concentrator to India. Engineer Deepak Gadia, please.
Yeah, hello, Jai Shri Krishna. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you let me share the screen? I'm not able to share my screen.
Yes. Do you हमारे पास है क्या इसकी?
I'm not able to share my screen. I'm not able to do my PowerPoint presentation.
Uh-huh.
So you have to give me the right to share the screen.
Share the screen का right दे दो. देना. Share the screen का right दे दो. Yeah, it is given. You can share the screen.
It's not opening. I think that let us take Prasad Gangaonkar before me, because I'm not able to share my screen, and without screen I would not like to share the audio, because it's all about slides.
हम मंगवा लें क्या?
इसका ऑप्शन है नीचे, उसको बताओ।
बता दे यार, बताओ ना।
Or I can email you my.
Yeah, बताओ ना। Yeah.
I'm sending you my presentation.
Sir, there is a option for sharing screen on your screen.
Yeah, I know that, I see that, but I'm not able to share it. I'm doing it share screen. Your entire screen.
Deepak bhai, you can send your slides to us. We will do that.
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can mail.
So we can have Prasad sir first, and then
Prasad, yeah,
on.
exactly. Yeah.
So,
Now I invite Prasad Gangaonkar. He is a mechanical engineer and has completed his post-graduation training from Germany in field of solar technology. He is promoter and founder of Elcom and Security Electronics Manufacturing Company in India since 1996, and in 2012, with his affinity in solar and motivation from Mr. Deepak Gadia, started his solar company Luxoli Technologies Private Limited. Luxoli completed over 500 plus solar PV projects, which includes rooftop solar pumps and BIPV. Luxoli is experienced in providing complete BIPV solutions for industrial, commercial, or residential envelope or spaces, which can provide elegance and waterproof solar solution.
yeah.
Engineer Prasad Gangaonkar.
Yeah, very good afternoon to everybody. I thank all my co-speakers for their excellent presentation. I would first like to also share my screen, whether you can see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes. No. Yes, now it is okay.
Fantastic. So thank you, Dr. Rishi Bail, and thank you, the university, for your nice invitation. And this is an excellent program. I see sustainability through solar energy and entrepreneurship. It's fantastic. Sustainability is very important. And when it is with solar energy, I think to spread it much further, we require great entrepreneurship. Going further, I would like to share my experiences with solar. As I told earlier, my mentor was Mr. Deepak Gadia, who brought me back into the solar business after exploring electronic business, and it was right, so I am thankful to him. I would like to share some information about what other things also solar can do other than the normal solar which we have always seen. So here I start. So as we rightly say, this is sustainability, that is what we are talking in. So away from the grid, we are going for a green future. So as a responsible citizens of this planet, it is our duty that we motivate, promote, and bring a lot of technologies further for a common goal of sustainability. Our choices do make a big difference. So something about photovoltaics. Well, as we said, it is one of the most promising renewable energy technologies. After the development of the electrical bulb, we are now hooked to solar energy. We are hooked to the energy and the light, and we require electricity. So there is no going back. We can use solar energy for cooking, we can use for steam generation, we can use for lot many things, but the most easiest thing for the person to start the solar energy, what he understands really, is how do he get electricity. He wants the same comfort of the life what the people has always enjoyed over last 120 years. Now we see solar photovoltaics as very easy to install, and for engineers it is very easy to start. The entry barriers are very less. Acceptability is there because it generates electricity. So it's truly an elegant mean of producing electricity on site when you are away from the grid. This is what lots of people who are staying into remote areas, they are looking in forward to, that you all are staying into good houses with electricity and we don't have. It is our duty to provide them with electricity. Solar energy fills this small requirement very easily because it's available in abundance, its energy supply is available in abundance, and it does not create environmental harm. This is where the whole world is working for it. This is no maintenance, no pollution, and no use of raw materials that we are using. Once it is installed, is going to work for years to come. These are some of the examples of the conventional solar photovoltaic that we have always seen, putting it on a roof, different type of roofs, and the usage is increasing. The industries are big power guzzlers, and here also solar energy can play a significant role by installing on the roof. Similarly, for commercial or for residential applications, we see solar applications, solar photovoltaics are being increasingly acceptable worldwide. It does make sense to produce a part of your electrical need with solar energy, with the solar PV, and day by day, the efficiency of solar cells are increasing, and this increase will cater to your constant rising demands in the future. Apart from this, the big places where the big discoms are also now turning is on solar farms. We are also using the solar floating farms now to use the space on the water. So this is all for the photovoltaic that we have seen today, how it is going in. I would like to introduce you to something new. It is called building integrated photovoltaics. Well, it has been started quite earlier, but it is becoming more sophisticated day by day. We talk about photovoltaics, BIPV. It is something called how do you make your own energy envelope, what we call it as your house or factory or residences covered with PV, and it becomes a part of your building. So maximum energy independence can be achieved. It will happen slowly, but it is a way to forward. When we include solar energy into all the building materials that we use, it becomes a part of your building. So we can play with a lot of designs with that. It becomes aesthetics. It's called a BIPV, Building Integrated Photovoltaics. This is increasing day by day with a rate of more than 30% every year. When you see, it's a unique two-in-one concept. If the solar PV panels are directly used as a roof or facade, this 100% leakage proof can be achieved. We have already done projects for the same thing. It's a roof that produces the power. It's a double output per square meter. I mean, if you see today, normally you will require around 10 square meters per kilowatt of space for installation. With BIPV, you can reduce it by half because there's no space in between needed. You can have waterproof roof. So this makes sense. You can use, nowadays we are using a BIPV system with the transparent solar modules. The transparent solar modules allows the natural light of the sun to come inside the building. It enhances your workflow, your working environment in your factory or your building or your house. It heats up your house if you want. And you can also make systems where you can also cool your house with it, with some other technologies. System enhance aesthetics value of your building. Now, this is where the green building concepts is very much coming into effect. With this green building, when you install solar BIPV systems, it is automatically a green building because you are producing power directly from your building material, not putting anything additional. If you see a typical factory down what you are saying, just imagine this is the roof. Now, a factory typically in India, what we see is a roof and below that is very dark, and then you put electricity, you put the bulbs with 100 watts, 200 watts, so that it illuminates. What we are doing over here is we are building up a roof that itself is a solar roof. It is waterproof. It is two-in-one concept, roof plus solar, and it also allows a typical light from the sun to come inside the building. At present, we can go in for around 8% or 9% of light can come inside, so which illuminates the whole of the below space, and you don't require any night. So you are not using the electricity for illuminating your own building. And the second thing is you are giving a roof, and the same in the same roof you are giving solar. It looks fantastic aesthetically. This is how the future factories are going to come. I want all the entrepreneurs to think about the huge possibility we have in coming years. With all the factories, the spaces, what we can have, the roof can be replaced with solar roof. This is called BIPV again, Building Integrated Photovoltaic. It's an innovative, stylish, leak-proof and solar roof. So let's create a passion for this. Where all it can be used. This can also be used as a terrace shade, like you have in your house, on your parking areas. You can create your swimming pools, which are normally they are only used during the day, during the evenings and morning, because the sun is shining very, very harshly, and you cannot take a bath in afternoon. So when the swimming pools are covered with a solar BIPV, you can still get a feel of sun, and you can still produce your electricity. This is a small patio, which is how you can use. These are all various applications for excellent for BIPV, and in every house we can use in one way or another. Applications are immense. These are some parkings, how we can design the parking. All the spaces that can be used, even the cow sheds. The cow sheds, we don't require our cows to only have a darkness over there, because they are deprived of sunlight. So we can have the animals, they can also get a sunlight and with vitamin C. So this is nicely been used everywhere. It can be used further. The applications are immense, as I said. You can imagine a wall being replaced by a solar BIPV in coming years. It becomes a part of a building. The walls are all glass with solar BIPV cells inside, and this becomes a part. The panels are all waterproof, and the whole engineering is done in such a way that BIPV provides you excellent aesthetics plus the excellent usage of your walls. This is how it looks from inside. It's a very clean installations plus a solar installation. So your house can be a solar. A very proud owner can he be whoever installs it. But we need to do a lot of engineering training so that we give an appropriate solution. As an entrepreneur, every entrepreneur should think about this opportunity. These are all the applications that we see. Wherever there is a roof, we can always install a roof that is with solar BIPV. A small applications, even you don't require to have big solar plants. Also on a home, every home, when it produces like small modules over here just for a shade right on the south direction, it is aesthetically good. It serves the purpose. It is waterproof. We have done 2 projects over here. One of the project is in Baroda. What we have done on the 5th floor. Now you can see that we are doing the whole fabrication of the roof with for the BIPV, and here are the rafters on which the modules will be installed. And this is how it was done afterward, how it looked below. So this is on the 5th floor. Just imagine if we would have put normal solar modules on the terrace, we would have used up the whole of the space of the terrace. Here we have created a space of the terrace. Below this roof, we can use this space for other purposes. So it's a fantastic increase of your FSI area with this. There are some other applications which can be used in future, garages, big areas. And since 5 years we have installed the system, they are working absolutely fine. We have anyway 10 years of leakage proof guarantee for the client. Now we are getting reference orders for the same from the other clients. Here you can see a project done in Bombay, where on the 10th floor we have this roof with their garden that they have done. Now they were not finding any application over there. How can we cover the roof? Below is a garden, and on the garden we have put this BIPV roof. It's very innovative, very stylish, leak-proof, and robust. It increases the value of your project. Once again, I want to sum up where all applications we can install it. Then I would something for our company. We are a group of innovative people. Mr. Deepak Gadia is our chairman and mentor of the company. Mr. Ralph Mardel from Germany, myself. Then we have some other engineers who are with me in the project for undertaking any projects. Apart from the solar BIPV, we also do rooftops, solar pumps, off-grid systems, hybrid systems. Everywhere, as I see, entrepreneurship is the key for this seminar and program. I think so everybody can become a professional in each and every of this field, because in India, the market is enormous. As again, the net metering, grid metering, storage with any of the system that you use, you can go in for, again, it can be used for net metering utility. So even a smallest solar plant can be useful for the country. Or it can be a part of your total consumption. But we can still motivate people to start with small or big, it doesn't matter. Every drop counts. Yeah, these are some of my ideas on BIPV and promotion of the BIPV. I'm open for any other questions if you have. I've taken a very small segment of the solar photovoltaic because I thought it may be very innovative to give a new perspective. And would like to thank you all very much for your time and patience for seeing this presentation. Thank you. I'm open for questions if you have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Prashad. Wonderful segment of the BIPV you have shown practically, and it's really marvelous. I was thinking as an agriculturist that there is a big scope of this technology, and it can be a revolutionary technology for the grain warehouses in rural settings. Why the houses are not coming in rural settings? Because it is linked with the electricity supply. In storage facilities, what we have to ensure is that the CO2 sensors, humidity sensors, they work. If there is a lot of carbon dioxide, it will give rise to many microorganisms that will go for rotting of the foodstuff stored there. And if there is a lot of humidity, the similar effect. So there has to be a wonderful combination of temperature, congenial combination of carbon dioxide and humidity. Electricity is the main, say, lacking factor in rural sectors. If your BIPV technology can work, then it means that it is all automatic without any electricity gadgets, that the sensors can work, getting electricity from the BIPV systems, and the greenhouse or warehouses can function. What do you think about it? Hello? Hello, Mr. Prasad.
Yes, sir. Sorry, and I was thrown out.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
So I just wanted to ask you, what is the scope of BIPV technology in the warehouses, food warehouses in rural settings? Because why we are not able to have warehouses in rural setting is the electricity supply is not sure. And we need to have three components within the warehouse: the temperature, carbon dioxide, and humidity in place. And they are all sensor based, but the electricity is not there to give signals to the sensors. So can BIPV technology work there? I need your comments.
Yeah, first thing first, yes, the BIPV technology is meant for a decentralized tool. Now, if you are not requiring, at present, you are working on a place where there is no electricity. But to control and monitor all these devices, you require electricity. So BIPV technology can do two things. Firstly, when it supplies the sunlight over there, it reduces the humidity inside your storage. We can extract the humidity. We can run a vacuum. We can use a vacuum decoder where we can remove the humidity, dehumidifier. So during the day, dehumidifier can work to remove the humidity through, and the electricity can be through the BIPV. Second thing is the sunlight come inside, so your grain stock can all look good visibility can be there. The roofs can be excellently used in the remote areas for the storage, and the roofs can be excellently done with the BIPV technology. And we can also have a technology where you can join it with a heat pump, and you can also have a cooling whenever it is required for a moderate temperature, not deep cooling, but a moderate temperature cooling. So if at all it is required. So this technology is under explored till now, but I think so going into the mass and putting up a pilot projects, it may take on a big way in India. This is
it has a huge potential. I tell
absolutely. That is why
we are wasting more than 10 million tons of food grains.
Absolutely. So whenever there is a pilot project over there, I am ready. You can invite me, and we can work and design a project, and that would be really way to go forward.
Sure. So thank you for
very
your
much.
good clarification. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Now we have Professor Thamir Ahmed with us. He's at University of Baghdad, College of Engineering. He's doing teaching and research in field of water resource engineering. Prior to this, he served as Associate Professor of Water Resource Engineering in Department of Civil Engineering, Putra University, Malaysia. Professor Thamir Ahmed, please.
सर कुछ नेटवर्क वगैरह कई बार ज्वाइन हो जाते हैं फिर चले जाते हैं
Due to network problem, we will have him later. Now I would like to invite Dr. Deepak Gadia.
Hello, yeah, Jai Shri Krishna. मेरे पास ऑडियो बेटे शेयरिंग माटे. Can you just see my screen?
Yes.
Oh, what happened? Why is it so many times? Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Can you see my PowerPoint?
Yeah, PowerPoint is visible now.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so then I'm starting. Thank you everyone. Jai Shri Krishna. Again, why is my PowerPoint not showing? Okay, my PowerPoint is seen here now. Hello. Can you see my PowerPoint? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. So I'm Professor Bail, the team, and all the speakers. Thank you very much. It has been a great pleasure listening to you all and getting connected again. And I'm happy to see the German connections here helping everywhere. I saw Professor Albasam. I saw Walter Gerkes. Prasad himself has studied in Germany. And so it's great that we are becoming global. It's an international seminar. So I'll just talk about my experience, how I brought a technology from Germany the technology of solar concentrator. So I got into solar concentrator more as an NGO when suddenly we realized that the biggest challenge the mankind faced when I returned back from Germany in 1985 was cooking. 50% of the world population at that time in 1985 used to cook on open fire. And unfortunately, even in 2020, as we speak, 50% of the world population cooks on open fire. So though the technology has developed, though there are many systems have been deployed, unfortunately, the market still remains open, and there is still a need for many more technology and more such systems. So to top deforestation, we were looking for a technology. Then we came across a technology in India which was being already promoted called box cooker, which could do that. You know, with box cooker you can cook without using firewood. But the problem with this box technology was that it cannot fry, it cannot make chapati, and it was very slow. So as we heard from Professor Celestino, what you require to become a passionate solar user is you have to have passion for solar energy. You have to be able to adjust, adapt to the timing, the cooking style. But not everyone does that. So people said, oh, we need a cooker where we can cook fast, where we can fry, where we can make chapati. And box cooker being a technology which only absorbs light had a stagnation temperature of 140 degrees centigrade. And you couldn't do that with that. So from a Dr. Dieter Seifert, my colleague in Germany, he had developed a SK40 solar cooker. So he brought his parabolic concentrator to India. And parabolic concentrator is nothing but like a dish antenna. They reflect all the light falling onto the aluminum reflectors at a one point, at the focal point. And because of concentration of high temperature sunlight, you get a very high temperature. Here you are getting temperature about 250, 300 degrees centigrade. And now you can see the lady is able to cook in the parabolic dish. Now she can fry, she can make chapati, she can put a pressure cooker, and in 30 minutes it will give a whistle. So we thought, great, now we have technology where we think you can solve the cooking problem. But the problem is not just technical, it's also social. So the dichotomy was that people who needed a technology, the poor, could not or even now cannot afford such a technology because it costs about 10,000 rupees. And people who can afford this technology, like this middle class lady or people like us, we don't want to use the solar cooker because it needs people to go out in the sun. And a lady very jokingly said, you know what, Deepak, you all are typical men, you bring technology where you can sit in the comforts of your office and work. Why can't we get a technology where we can cook in the comfort of the kitchen? So I took it very seriously and went back to Germany. And then for Dr. Seifert, I got to know another physicist, Mr. Wolfgang Scheffler. And his technology had a parabolic dish which was placed outside the kitchen. The light was reflected through the opening in the north wall onto a secondary reflector, and the light was deflected onto the cooking vessel. Now you can see the lady can cook in the comfort of the kitchen. But again, the problem was now we had a technology which could do what people wanted, but not at a cost at which people wanted. The cooker which was costing 10,000 rupees started costing 1 lakh rupees at that time, now about 3.5 lakh. So we said, oh, that is not going to work. So we actually changed the market. Instead of going for domestic cooking, we started offering the solar cooking system as a community kitchen. So here you can see there are two dishes of 10 square meter, which is reflecting the light in the kitchen. And on the right hand side below, you see a flame, which is a solar flame. The temperature is about 550 degrees centigrade. Now you can cook in the comfort of the kitchen for a large community. With one dish, you can cook about 100 people. So here they're cooking for 200 students in a midday meal program. This is at Rishivari School in Madanapalli. And we received an inquiry from Brahma Kumari, and they said they wanted to cook for 1,200 people. Now for them, it was not feasible and viable to have 12 dishes reflecting light into the kitchen because that would require 12 cooking vessels, 6 cooks, and then they did not have the large kitchen. They did not have a kitchen facing north. And then the idea came, can we not put the dish on the terrace and bring the light from top to bottom? But then again, if you reflect light multiple times, you lose the reflectivity. So the company HTT where I was working, it got the idea that why do we have to bring light in the kitchen? In the end, we cook with the heat. And thus for Brahma Kumari, along with Mr. Scheffler, the team of Brahma Kumari, with know-how from HTT, GmbH, funding from German government, in 1994, we developed the world's first solar steam cooking system. And now the system is placed on the terrace. And what we are doing is we are producing steam by reflecting light onto the water tank. And then the steam is piped into the kitchen. And now you can see on the right, there are cooking vessels in which you are cooking not with flame, but with steam. So in the center, you see the two vessels. In one vessel, the steam comes directly in the cooking vessel. And you can boil rice, dal, vegetables. But when you want to cook items where you don't want to let the water condense into the cooking vessel, because if you are making tea or milk, the steam will add water to it. And you have a double jacketed vessel where the steam circulates outside and it is transmitted indirectly. So this was the world's first solar steam cooking system. And as they say, nothing succeeds like success. So that brought us to do more and more such projects. And here, this is the world's largest solar steam cooking system, which we have installed at Shirdi Temple in Maharashtra. And here we have 73 dishes of 16 square meter. It was installed in 2009, and is the world's largest solar steam cooking system that cooks 50,000 meals per day. So besides doing many systems at Tirupati and Brahma Kumari and Shri Shri Ravi Shankar and Gayatri Pari in Haridwar, we started looking for new market, because cooking is not just for temples but also for other market segments. So we started looking and working on different targets. So here is a system which actually shows, we actually came across an article which said that 3.2 million women and children die every year in the smoke in the kitchen. And actually we could not imagine, because normally when we cook, we see only LPG because we are all middle class. But in villages, this is for the Indian Army. As you see here, they are cooking with the kerosene fired bhatti. And this is a kitchen in Ladakh for the Indian Army. And now I could realize why people get lung diseases, because the smoke, the soot, the noxious gases. The same kitchen for the Indian Army, when converted with solar, you can see it became very clean, it became very convenient, it became very fast, and you could cook with steam. And then there is a backup boiler, which is a gas-fired boiler, where during the non-sunshine hour, you can cook even when the sun is not there, at night or early morning. Then because I'm very glad that we are talking of engineering students and entrepreneurship. So this is a very important lesson for engineers, that any product has to be developed there is a need for it. So first, basically what we need is a feedback. You need to listen to clients, people who are wanting to have system, and understand what is the requirement and give them a solution. So don't become a product provider, become a solution provider. So when we started offering steam cooking system, we could do it in South because they cook a lot of rice and dal and vegetables. But when it comes to North, you also want to make chapati, you also want to fry, you also want to cook at night when the sun is not there. So we started developing the technology where we are not producing steam, but here we see a system in which we are circulating hot oil through the heat exchanger to the receivers. The sunlight is heating the hot oil from 30 degree to 185, 200 degrees centigrade. Then the hot oil is stored into a tank, and with that hot oil you can now fry. You can see this tawa on the right, in which there are coils below, and the hot oil is circulating through the coils below. And now you can fry, you can make chapatis on the tawa, and you have also cooking vessels where the hot oil is circulating outside, and you can make rice, dal, and vegetables. So the whole idea is that we have to understand the problem, come up with a solution. The solution is to be such that it can be made locally, it can be operated locally, it can be installed locally, and it can be repaired locally. So it's called appropriate technology, and also it has to be viable. So just a technical solution per se alone is not sufficient. So here we see a solar thermic fluid system which can cook at day and night, and you can cook all the items. And then suddenly we realized that why are we only targeting cooking as a market? And we wanted to also do social work, because when we came back from Germany to India, we were invited by Rajiv Gandhi, and we wanted to help the rural population. But all our solutions were for temples, hospitals, schools, colleges. So we said, why can't we help villages? How can we use the technology for rural development? And then we realized that the help is needed by the farmers. And that's why I'm very glad that I'm talking to students of agriculture universities or working in agriculture or in rural development or rural areas. So we said, who is poor? Poor is a farmer. And we could not imagine why can a farmer be poor? How can a farmer be poor? And we realized a farmer is poor because he produces perishable product. So if he doesn't store it in cold storage, then he has to throw it away next to 2 days. And that's why he's dependent on middlemen who actually make the money. If you buy potatoes from farmers for 20 rupees, a farmer gets only 5 to 6 rupees. The other 15 rupees goes into wholesaler, retailer, in cold chain, in transport. So we said, can we not cut it out? And that can be done if you are using that for processing. So now here you see, if a farmer sells potatoes, he gets 20 rupees per kilogram or 5 rupees per kilogram. But if he converts that into potato chips with just a help of solar energy and a bit of oil, then he's converting potato into potato chips, which is non-perishable. And he has got value addition. He's creating employment at village level. And now he can sit on the product. He gets the price what he wants. So empowering farmer at the village level in value addition, in job creation, there is a technology which is possible with solar energy. In the same way, we can see we have done solar bakeries where you can now make bread, biscuit, cakes, and a lot of items, the pizza bases and all at village level, where the wheat does not have to be sent to Bombay, where it goes to the flour mill and then it goes to Britannia and they make bread. It can be now done at all village level. So we are saving the middlemen, we are saving the transport, we are bringing the prosperity at village level. Then we came across an article which said that the first and the second World War was because of oil. And we said, why can't we? And the third problem is going to be because of water. So we started working on desalination. So here you see Mr. Wolfgang Schettler factory in Valsad in Gadia Solar, where we are actually doing desalination. And what we did was we started working on multi-effect evaporator, but without vacuum, so that you have a technology in village which is appropriate, where you don't require electricity, where we require a vacuum pump. And with one big dish, we are able to produce 72 liters of distilled water per day. So this is another big untapped market, drinking water. Same way, all industries require wastewater evaporation systems. So this is another application which we have demonstrated, proven, but that needs to be multiplied. It has need to be suited to village rural industry requirements. Another large application which is untapped and which needs to be also brought is sludge drying. Because every village, every industry would have water as a wastewater, and then you will have sludge. So again, with solar energy, you can remove the humidity from the sludge and then save them the transport cost. Because when you are transporting sludge, you are actually paying for the water. Because in sludge, 85–90% is water, and then you are paying as per ton. So you can actually now reduce the volume size, and then you can put more in a container and save the transport. And also, some sludge can be directly used for fuel. And we also supplied to Indian Army incinerator, because the Indian Army was using kerosene to burn the food plates, which was made out of paper. And then the kerosene, by the time it used to reach Ladakh, it would cost about 126 rupees per liter, because it had to be flown. The roads would be closed for 6 months. I'm glad that my student Pradeep Nu is now working in Ladakh, so he'll, I'm sure, talk about challenges in Ladakh and all. So we started supplying solar incinerator to them. And then the place where I live and work for now, Muniseva Ashram, told me, Deepak, you're giving me heat when it's hot. Is it not possible to give me cooling when it is hot? Because the hospital which we run, we have a world-class cancer hospital, ranked 5th best in the world. And we spend about 3 to 4 crore rupees per year for cooling, for the air conditioning. And then they showed me that it is possible to do cooling with steam. And they were using a steam-fired boiler to produce the steam. So we removed the steam-fired boiler with our solar concentrated systems. Here you see 100 dishes of 5.5 square meter. And with that, we are doing 100-ton air conditioning system. So the technologies, we produce the steam goes to a technology called vapor absorption chiller. This is a double effect evaporator based on lithium bromide. And that lithium bromide chiller, VAM chiller it is called, vapor absorption machine, takes the steam and chills the water to 6 degrees centigrade. The 6 degree water is then piped into the hospital. And there are air handling units in which we are cooling the air to 17 to 90 degrees centigrade and cooling the whole hospital operation. So just like we did air conditioning, now there is a big potential for cold storage in villages. So luckily in India, with villages, space is not a problem, sunlight is not a problem, labor is available easily. We want to actually create employment so that villagers don't have to migrate to cities and live in slums and work there being exploited. Why can't we create employment at village level? So what India faces two big challenges, employment and sustainability, and then solar energy addresses both the solutions. Here we are working on a technology at our Muniseva Ashram. This is the world's first solar cremation, where we have a 50 square meter Shepherd dish, reflecting light onto a coffin board or a cremation chamber in which there is a dead body. And the temperature is about 900 to 1100 degrees centigrade. You can run dead bodies. So now we are making it hybrid. This is under process. Hopefully it will work in a few years. And basically what I want to show you is that the challenge is what we started facing when we started supplying solar concentrators in villages, in cities, was that space is a problem. In villages, it's not a problem, but industry, they are working mostly in industrial area. They have to buy the land, they have to convert it to non-agricultural land, and the land becomes very expensive. So they said, look, we don't have so much space. Our roof is just not an RCC roof where you can put it on a terrace. So we now brought a technology from Australia, which is called SG4 concentrator, or a big dish concentrator, where we have a big dish replacing small dishes, and you are reducing the footprint, you are increasing the efficiency. So just as an example, as I told you, in Muniseva Ashram, we have 100 dishes covering about 3/4 acre of land, doing 100-ton air conditioning. Now the same thing can be done with only one big dish. So we are replacing 100 dishes with one big dish. We are reducing the area of reflector from 1,250 square meter to only 520 square meter, because the efficiency of a big dish is very high. You can have a temperature of 1007 degrees centigrade. So this is the big dish which is being installed at Muniseva Ashram. I would like to invite you all, because Muniseva Ashram is a integrated organization where we are having social care, we have old age home, we have orphanage, we have got schools, we have got hospitals, we have got agriculture, we have got 1,000 acre of organic farming, we have got solar dryer, we have got biogas plant, we have got solar concentrators, we have solar air conditioning, solar hot water system. So the idea is to bring you here and expose you to the way the whole world is going to be in future. Dr. Abdul Kalam had visited our Munir Ashram, and he said, Deepak, I want each and every village, and in India we've got 6.5 lakh villages, to be like Munir Ashram, self-sufficient in food, energy, water, employment, empowerment, entertainment. So luckily, Haryana is a place, Punjab is a place where agriculture is the main driving force, and we don't have to industrialize ourselves. We can use what we have, our land, our people, our agriculture, and become self-reliant. And here you see a solar power plant. So the solar dish is modular. You can have multiple dishes and produce high pressure steam and run turbines and produce electricity. So you can do all these applications. You can do electricity, you can do agri processing, you can do waste processing, you can do water, you can do urban and village solution, you can do fuel production, you can do metallurgy. So here at Munisa Ashram, what we are doing is we want to demonstrate that what we are talking is not just talk. So we are installing in the first phase by June 2021. That is one big dish producing steam, which we use for laundry and sterilization, which will be used for space cooling, and which will be used for cooking for 3,000 people, which we have in our ashram every day. And in phase 2, we are increasing the number of dishes producing high pressure steam and running it to run a turbine to get electricity. And the steam coming out of the turbine can be used again for process heating and other applications. So each and every village will not only get power with solar energy, but also get heat or heating and cooling and other applications. And that's how each and every village will get sufficient. You can bring industries to villages, you can give them light, you can give them employment. So Professor Bale and the team, thank you very much for organizing this appropriate seminar for the appropriate target group with appropriate technology. And we would like to work together. I'm very glad that we had Dr. Deepak Vaikar from Singapore offering his collaboration. We had Prasad Gangaonkar, Professor Albasam is a part of our old team. And so I'm sure that all together, Prasad Gangaonkar has already offered to work on agrovoltaic, not only for storage, but it can be also used for creating greenhouses. So there is a huge application, and I think we need to come together, work together, give opportunities to the youngsters, the engineering people. We give challenging assignments to professors who can get to build steam. We are working on clean campus, green campuses. So we look forward to working with you all. All the best. Thank you. Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you, Engineer Deepak Gadia, for wonderful presentation. In fact, if I describe you, you are mentor of mentors in renewable energy, particularly solar energy, because my first love with solar energy was when I met you first time in Germany. Yeah. I was thinking about the application of the innovations done by you in Leh Ladakh, very cold areas, where the land is barren, but we can have the greenhouse technology in perfect order there, and particularly for mushroom technology, because there is a lot of heating required in those areas for mushroom, and in northern India, a lot of cooling is required for mushroom production. So if your technology can work both ways, then this sector, India can be a world leader, because we have perfected the mushroom production technology, the span production technology. Everything is fine with us. The only snag is the energy supply chain. Okay, and that enhances the cost of mushroom production. And mushroom is one foodstuff which contains D3 vitamin, no one else. And in presence of UV rays, and the rickets in children and the arthritis in older people, that can be solved to a great extent if mushroom is integrated into our food. And this is not being done because of the cost of mushroom. Okay, so I think that your technology can give a great boost to this kind of production.
Yes, Professor Phil, basically, see, you are the people on the land. You are the people who have access to students. You have people who have got access to agriculture. You're all agriculture scientists. So this is where I think we have to bring together on one side the government to support us. We have to have academic world. We have to have social scientists like us, the NGOs, and then of course the industries who can actually commercialize the product. And I think the whole agrovoltaic, cold storage, heating, Actually, you will be surprised that there are already 2 projects, one in Germany, in a center called Solar Centrum, in North Germany, where they have a greenhouse in which they are able to, in winter, create summer, in summer they create winter, and they're able to get exotic crops, and they can store energy and get power 24/7. The similar project has been done in Portugal, in Tamera, again, where they have been installed this technology, where they have got a greenhouse where you can cut out the UV light, so your greenhouse does not get heated. The light, so the DNI is converted to energy. So we need to work with people like you, who come with problems to us, and then we can solve with you together, because we are very cut off from agriculture. We don't understand agriculture except for we love food. You can see we all are very healthy because we love food, but we do not know what the challenges a farmer faces in growing food, storing food, converting, transporting them, and all. So this is where I think this collaboration is very important.
Yes, I also, whenever I think about solar energy and its future, I think that its future lies when it is associated with livelihood. And the topic you suggested me, you are the soul of today's webinar. I am not. You are the soul of today's webinar. I requested you and you suggested me, and I just developed the preamble of the webinar. So
but that's the most important thing, sir. We can give ideas, but you need someone who can implement them. You can bring students,
yes,
you can bring
yes,
faculty
yes,
together,
yes,
and also you have the platform.
Yes, yes. So I took that opportunity and developed the concept further on the title given by you. And today's webinar has been very fruitful. Now we have one of your students, mentee. I was telling
Right, Pradeep, yes.
your Guruji is there, and he said that I also need 10 minutes to talk. So
no, I'm glad. I'm very happy to see him progress. I'm very proud of him. So actually, I remember Pradeep when he came for the first time, and he became a part of us and part of the family.
I pushed him to you. He was confronted with uncertainties, and I said that you go to him, and then you will find a certain word. Yeah.
Hello, Pradeep. Jai Shri Krishna.
Pradeep. Yeah, Krishna.
Okay, let Pradeep share his experience. We were very happy and very proud moment for us to see our student now giving talks on the same platform with us.
Now I'm inviting our next speaker, Engineer Pradeep Panu. He is BTech in Electric Engineering from Guru Jambeswar University of Science and Technology. He is an entrepreneur and serving engineer, active in company in high altitude regions, including Leh Ladakh. He is working on solar energy applications. Engineer Pradeep Panu, please.
इसको क्या कहते हैं, कामयाब नहीं आ रहा, क्या करें? हेलो हेलो या
Engineer Pradeep, please unmute your mic.
Okay.
You are not audible.
Am I audible now?
Yes,
Yes,
you are
yes,
audible.
audible.
Sir, namaste, sir. Jai Shri Krishna. Good evening.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm very thankful to organizers, especially Dr. Behel, my mentor, always my mentor, for providing opportunity to share my experience with the solar. Actually, I'm very thankful who brought me in the solar. You are the only force behind that. I'm also thankful to Deepak sir, who always helped me to be in the solar and to work for the society and to work for the engineering. So here, with the limited time, I'm going to share a very unique experience which we are doing here. I hope my voice is coming to you.
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah. So today I'm going to share an experience which my organization is doing in the higher altitude areas. As we all know, the dense cold is the biggest issue here in the high altitude areas. Biggest dense cold causing many problems here, especially for the civils, defense people also. So we initiate that opportunity and we converted that opportunity as a business to us, and we are helping. I will let you know. we got a project here in the Ladakh where we were provided three challenges, I must say. Challenges like that the space heating. We were supposed a project with the space heating, water heating, a fresh air system. Is everything okay? I hope. Am I audible now?
Yes, yes.
Seems some connection problems here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was discussing that we have been working on a project for the military people here in Ladakh, where we were provided three main tasks. You know, my project was at a altitude of 14,000 feet. It's near the Pangong Lake, we all know, very hot area these days between India and China. We were provided there as a challenge that project. We were supposed to provide a campus which always has a positive temperature, and we were supposed to provide a solution for the hot water also, and we were supposed to provide that fresh air system also, and we were also challenged by the ministry to do this with the solar. We accepted it, and we did this project for the military people. We used the technology in the solar, that is a CST technology, concentrated solar thermal, where we used a type of CST, it's compound variable.
Yes.
Kasai.
Yes, thank you
Yes.
very much. Please, I was hearing all the contributions, and I want to get rid of some ideas I have. So I asked you to give me the floor. Now, I just want to propose what we can do in the future. We are trying to bring Africa and Asia together. There are so many developments all over the world, but we should be practical. So I'm asking all the contributors to work together in a permanent way. Let me get rid of some ideas I have. We could have developed a virtual African solar community, which could be located in Addis Ababa, the seat of the African Union. And I have heard this idea by Professor El-Bassam some years ago. And it is time to establish such a virtual solar community. I'm also thinking about creating awareness. All the technology is there, but the practicality is the biggest problem we have. So I'm also thinking about business. All the contributors who are like Deepak, greetings to you, Deepak, and people like Celestino, who could be represented, permanently represented in Africa. And I can assure you, we have now enough young people in electrical engineering who had graduated, and they could become really a representative of those associations. those who want to, introduce their products, those who want to give training. And our association, the Afro-Asian Studies Promotion, is a good place because we can forward these trainings to institutions who are funding them. So and as far as voltaic solar energy is concerned, I'm thinking about the youth who need access to internet, who could have it at remote places, to keep them there because the influx to towns is very high. And then I'm suggesting that we should develop a curriculum around solar technology in cooperation with universities. So let us establish a permanent working group, and I can assure you there will be enough people. And this is our homework. What we're going to do: bring together who are graduates, who are unemployed, and to have a regular meeting on that. And to this, we could first bring Indian or global entrepreneur with Ethiopian businessmen, because it should be also something commercial, and those who want to have training take place in Africa, we could do that. So I'm asking all of you to have a structured system where we can come together and discuss and make it real. And I would ask also El Bassam. He now it's coming back to me. He was always telling us about a solar community in Africa or elsewhere, and that idea should be developed further. And I can guarantee you there are now enough people who could just take up ideas and make business out of it, and that means lessening the numbers of unemployment. Okay, that's all I want to say. And this is, please, and I would like to thank Professor Richie Bale, who is really bringing African and Asians together for a common future. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Kasai. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Khazai, for your talk. And I think this is a point which you mentioned. We should get together to develop, to implement, to shift from ideas to real projects in Africa. Especially, we have discussed this several times, and that I don't know, we have stopped at certain point, but I think we should continue. Thank you for mentioning that. And the possibility is there. Okay? All the best.
Thank you. Nasir, you can now explain your video.
Yes, I will explain now a video about desalination, the combination of energy and water, from the concentrated solar thermal power. And I would like also to ask Deepak, maybe to implement this in the reality and so on. So we have developed the International Research Center for Renewable Energy have developed this strategy for survival, and by using the desalination. So this is, has been developed, and together with companies here, how to produce enough water for dry regions, dry areas, by using the solar thermal technology CSP system. That means especially those areas which are near, like near the seas and so on. This could then use the saline water from the sea and also from the groundwater to pump it to the distillation equipment and plants, which then can, transfer this saline water to drinking or to irrigation water by using the steam, because we can produce energy, power, but also we can concentrate on producing water and desalination water by steam distillation. And with this water, we can create what I called, the oasis for people like in Ethiopia and somewhere to produce food, to produce water, to jobs, to create jobs, and so on. This is possible, what I mean, what we need is really a real, policy. We should shift our thinking from the old management. So this could be, a reality. It is possible. We have implemented this in Germany in these conditions, and also my, imagination how to green, to supply the population in Africa and Asia with energy, food, and water. So enough power for all, yes, and this is our vision. And thank you very much for
Nasser.
Yes.
Stay in the dialogue. Deepak Gadia wants to talk to us.
Yes, I would like,
Kasai, you also come.
Deepak, how are you?
Hello, Professor Nasir,
from Germany. And I was also, you were with your wife, nice wife. And now I think, you are the man who has the technology for desalination. Water,
right,
life. Without water, there's nothing. And so let us work together with Khazai for Africa, with you in India, and with us here and international. I hope this could be possible.
Yes. Actually, I wanted to answer two things. One was like Kasai talked about training, and I'm very happy to share that at our ashram, where I live, at the organization where I work, we also have a vocational training center in which we are offering courses on solar, thermal, solar PV, biogas, sustainability, rainwater harvesting. So these are all appropriate technology which we are, and we have for multi-level. We have got for people who have no skill, so unskilled people to become operator, and we have courses for engineers. We also do faculty development program with Deepak Vaikar under the banner of IUC, that is Indo-Universal Collaboration for Engineering Education, USA. But I would like to connect to my old family. We all started together at Arbeitskreis, and I think it's a pity that we have not been able to work together, and everyone is working in isolation. So I'm glad that Professor Bale has brought again our German family together. And Germany is strong in technology. So Americans are good in marketing, but when it comes to technology, Germans are the best. They are hands-on. And I think what we need to train our youngsters or engineers to become hands-on. At present, they're all paper tigers. They're very good on paper, on writing papers and doing presentation, but they're very poor on handwork. So I want to teach them project-based learning and give them hands-on skill. So I think I see great opportunities for the Kasai. Yes, at present, because of COVID, now we know that we can actually work all over the world because of internet. And yes, Professor Albasam.
Yeah, Deepak.
Desalination is something which...
Deepak, please.
Yes, please.
We should not, confuse biogas and other, and so we have the possibility with this technology, solar thermal power concentrated, and you have, this technology, and there is also others. What we need money is there. It's really enough money. It is on the street.
Okay.
It is only to develop a plan and to convince the people, to give them money, because water, energy, and food, will, yeah, but it should be well developed. Yes, this concept, and we should raise this concept to, especially to the Ministry of Zusammenarbeit. We have worked, the whole concept. It's called Aqua CSP.
Wow.
Yes, we have worked together with the LR, and the report of this mission is published and ready, and we say it is Aqua CSP and Agro CSP. Yes. Okay, it's only an idea, and I am very pleased that we are together today. So Africa, Asia, and science and technology is essential. It is there. It is only to convince the people, because there's so much money about hydrogen now, and they billions, investing in the technology is okay for the future, but these things which could serve the people, would serve unserved population, world population, it is very essential to survive the humanity. I think we will sometimes disappear if we will continue this way of life. In India, how about the air pollution? And this is the source, and in China, the source for developing the pandemic, the viruses, and all these things. We cannot, do the job as usual. We cannot continue.
Okay.
Nasir, Engineer Wadia has suggested a very good thing, that we need to revive those working days of Arbeitskreis. What we can do is, we can submit a project to BMZ from IFSADA. At Mahatma Gandhi House, we can consider having training for Afro-Asian students. And we can have resource persons from India and Europe and Africa.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. Europe, the money. And always, when we need money. We need money. I always don't ask money at the first stage. This will come later.
Okay, thank you. Professor Khamer, you want to say something? So if there is no other speaker, then we can request our Vice Chancellor, Professor Sumer Singh, to sum up the webinar.
My greetings to all great professors, scientists, engineers, and not only youngsters, but the people who are delivering such sessions, doing such research for the society, and that is to at a global level since many years. So I think it was a great occasion where we could have Professor Nasir Bassam again representing IFEED Germany as a director, then Dr. Georges and his team who are representing IFSDA ASF Germany, Professor Celestine again from overseas, then Professor Deepak Walker, Engineer Deepak Gadia, Chairman Sunrise, then Dr. P. Gangavkar, Professor D.P. Singh. I think it was a great, what I should say, we call it a Sangam. I mean, it's a place where all the three rivers of our country maybe join together and create a synergy. So I could witness for last 4.5 hours, I was continuously listening to all these experts of their own area. And the great part of this session or this webinar was that this was third in series and the initiative which was taken by both the organizations who are sponsoring organizations, International Foundation for Sustainable Development in Africa and Asia, IFDAA, and Society for Sustainable Agriculture and Research Management, SSARM, India, and hosted Jagannath University. And main pillar behind all these initiatives is Professor Bahal, our faculty colleagues, the staff members, and our Pro-Chancellor Professor Verma, and many people who are behind the scene, who are contributing in all these international webinars since last 3 months. First, let me share my honest confession that even next time I will request Professor Bahal that I think let us have such type of webinars in 2 halves, because these were the seminars would have continued, or this particular seminar would have continued maybe for next 5 hours. Whatever I could witness in last half an hour, I think that main churning of whatever discussion has happened in last 3 hours was taking place once the experts were discussing across Europe, African countries, and even our own India. I think it was needing at least 3-4 more hours. So this is my personal wish as a learner in all these areas, since I come from engineering background, and it was something which was touching to the society. And even really whatever the topic or whatever objectives you could take for this webinar on the name of sustainability through solar energy and entrepreneurship, yes, it was great. And at last we could get connected with one of the young engineer Pannu. And again, such sessions, and that is to COVID situation, I think again I'm finding that a lot of resources which are giving us even name to such webinars as green webinars, because we are avoiding many of the things on the name of transport, on the name of many other logistics which would have, or maybe air conditioning and many other things. So I think it gives us way, or such sessions gives us way that always we have to be open for new ideas, innovations, and many things. Maybe solar energy itself was new in this world, and once we were hearing all these experts in last 3.5 hours, I think it has opened the eyes of we all. So I think it may take 1 hour if I share the contribution of every speaker, the renowned persons in their own areas. But yes, since we have already exceeded the time, I'll try to thank, as far as all the speakers are concerned individually, and mentioning few of the things which were key in their address, and they have given a lot of learnings to the participants all over the globe, and even in particular our faculty and the students of our university. I think it was great learning. If I start from Professor Georges, who is representing even the sponsoring organization also, that he has mentioned that yes, challenges are ahead, and even the new ventures have to come to find out the solutions for the society, and that is to sustainable manner. And the collaboration, definitely last he mentioned that the collaboration in entrepreneurship has to happen at a global level, and possibilities are there even in the area of solar energy and many other applications linked to this area, which we discuss in today's webinar. Then similarly, if I take up the doctor, so thank you so much. I think your address as well as the contribution in all the three webinars which I could witness as one of the team member of Jagannath University Bahadurgarh. I think great association we had with you, and we'll never forget whatever as university, as learners across the globe you have given through these webinars. Then Dr. Deepak Vaiker from Singapore. Yes, again, I think he has mentioned that the climate change is the biggest threat or the issue for the whole world. And we mentioned about electric vehicles, the green vehicles, then even many of the other things where through solar energy we can centralize the things, and even the power can be generated for many other applications. At the same time, he mentioned that the moment we will move for the electric vehicles or many other clean energy technologies, and mainly the solar energy, definitely the implied opportunities for job seekers and the entrepreneurial mindset of youngsters will be tremendous. He mentioned through examples that yes, once we'll manufacture certain things, then definitely we will be needing new entrepreneurs and with new products for these things. Then I think he is having the authority, and he has delivered during this COVID situation period the virtual courses on clean and green campus. Similarly, talked about the farm waste, how the bioenergy can be one of the source. Then even he mentioned about the sugar industry, which is I think highly prevalent in case of Indian context, that how the waste can be utilized and we can go for the biofuel and many other things. And he advocated for sustainable solutions, and that is to in clean and green energy manner. Next, if I see the Professor Clestino, an expert or maybe having the hobby, or he named himself as a great solar cook, or having the passion for cooking, and that is through solar cooking. But afterwards, we could find out that he is not only maybe the passionate solar cooking person or loving person, but he created many of the varieties as far as designs are concerned, and starting from solar panels to cookers, and even not only for household applications, but even for the restaurants. And lastly, he summarized his presentation, which is needed in the virtual webinars, that is through question and answer sessions. So thank you so much, Professor Clestino Rubio. I think it was a wonderful session delivered by you. Then Professor Nasir, yes, I think it was, I was missing your session. If you could have continued for maybe at least for 1 more hour, the last 10 minutes of this webinar, that I think across globe, some discussion and sharing was happening. But definitely we'll have it next time. But here you mentioned the Friday is for future, and definitely we need many more things. And at one stage, you realize Indians that yes, definitely once we go for the rating, and that is to use of solar energy, I think India is on 86th position. This is where you mentioned few of the key points that who are in top 10, stable politically as well as economically. Then no confusion as far as investments are concerned, and always open for the investment part. Then the countries who have led, they have started early. So anyway, I think you have given the projections world over that how the world has moved, and that is true for solar energy and these applications. And lastly, you made a statement, or rather realizing confession for we all, the academic experts, the chairmen of the companies who are dealing with the manufacturing equipments in variety of the ways and as variety of the products, that yes, we can do it together and we can make a difference for whole world if we take help of innovation and cooperation amongst ourselves. And at last, yes, I think it was something amazing. Even the professor from Singapore, he has also mentioned that we need it badly, and that is nothing but water desalination. And you concluded rather this webinar in a manner that we started with energy, but this solar energy can give solutions to food as well as to water once your summarizing video or explanation has gone in this way. Then similarly, we could hear Engineer Deepak Gadia, the chairman of Sunrise CSP India Private Limited, compare the existing box cooker to parabolic SK14 cooker and made us realize to make it as a social movement. Only then maybe the real benefits can be arrived upon. Then many of the things he shared, the big dish model, then manufacturing, metal processing. I think solar energy can be used for the metallurgical purposes also, and focused on that, yes, we must take care of rural development through solar energy interventions, as well as agriculture and special concern for farmers. Then similarly, the Dr. Gangalkar, again representing the same institution, but great engineers who have contributed immensely giving the products through solar energy. He shared the photovoltaic cells, and up to the extent that yes, how we can create the green buildings who can give maybe the not only energy, but they can be more endurable buildings, the green buildings, and I think solution to the variety of the problems, whether it's a terrace, balcony, parking, or even the house sheds. So again, from rural area to metros, he has given the scope, how we can make the green buildings, and that is through solar energy driven options and use of right materials. Then lastly, yes, Engineer Pradeep Pannu, again, it was amazing experience. And I think the mentors of that young engineer might have felt pride that yes, what he is doing, that's a great contribution to the country, the high altitude area, and he is serving the services of defense services of the country who are taking care of our security and all those matters. So I think many of the other speakers, many of the other faculty colleagues, and even another scientist from other universities like SAU Hisar, then again from Varda, and the people from other universities and academia fraternity. I think it was a great contribution. And let me thank profusely everyone, and special thanks and gratitude on behalf of all JMV family to all these great scientists, Professor Nasi, and many other senior people who could give time. And to my mind, it's a beginning. A lot of things are to be done, and we'll be needing your help and cooperation and appreciation in future as well. As far as my understanding goes, I think there are tremendous scope, whatever solar energy area. I think it is up to the young minds and the professors who can make them maybe orient towards all these newer technologies. Otherwise, it was an article in today's economic times that electric vehicles and even for charging, cables are coming, or maybe they are at the maybe prototypes are already developed that these cables will charge to the running trolleys. So we can understand the solar energy, and that is to electric vehicles and charging of batteries. Again, it must together uh, energy through solar power and then electric vehicles. That is again a future for green world. Then similarly managing the world, and that is through even how to minimize the CO2 content. Again, the technologies are coming, and they by doing so, CO2 will be used for industrial applications, and then we will make it maybe less CO2 in the environment, and then it will take care of the global warming issues and many of the other issues. I could see plastic eating enzymes. So even plastic can also be converted into maybe the usable forms, whether it's energy or many other things, or keeping in mind that yes, it is not creating any bad effect on the environment and the ecological balance. Brains, yes, who can run the computers? So we have the wristbands nowadays. They can, I think, transmit the signals uh, uh, for particular purposes, but now the brains will be connected to the computers. Then smelling chips, yes, as individuals, we can smell, or through chips, we can sense that, yes, this is what I am smelling. So I think every day, all these technologies are emerging, and even today's webinar could sum up that areas, if it is a geographical location, starting from rural days to metros, all these technologies are helping all the industrial sectors as well as whatever society is needing as a maybe the poor fellow to the farmer, and even unhackable internet. Right. I think all these technologies are coming up, and always we are into academia, and it was something where we can have the youngsters and the great minds who are working in engineering, technology, variety of the fields, including agriculture, since so many decades. So I think with all these things, let me again thank everyone who has contributed in this webinar in a tremendous way, and my special gratitude to Professor Bahal and his dedicated team of volunteers who have made it a success. Thank you, one and all.
So all the colleagues, I request my team members to be in front of the screen. Yeah. Purti Rohilla, to begin with, she is the host for today's webinar. Dr. Praveen Sharma, he is an horticulturist. He's an horticulturist. Myself, you all know me. Professor N.S. Rathi is a chemist by profession and is heading the science department. And then engineering, Vinay Rawat. He's a mechanical engineer and he's heading the mechanical engineering department. And he is working in nanofluids. So an area which is related to thermodynamics. So this is the whole team, blend of team from chemistry to engineering to agriculture, which organized this webinar, along with the hardcore people working in the solar energy. So that was a good blend of webinar. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, Purti, bolo sabko thank you very much.
Bolo.
On the behalf of organizing committee, I would like to thank all the speakers and participants. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
फिर मिलेंगे